Good evening. We're back. It's Thursday. It's time for some D&D. So let's crack straight in. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Recap.
That's the plan.
It does. I forget I can still hear it. Recap. So we're at a point. We're at a nice little set of crossroads. You all have been in or have. We discussed it. No fighting for a little while. No fighting to the point that Arthur is now just wearing a suit and no armor around the tower. That's how safe you feel. As we had an everyone but Bonbon session last week. We finished with Faywin. I forgot all their names. Faywin going to see her mummy to find out and ask questions finally about the link with Jenny the Hag, where she had told you that you are part Fey, that she was indeed herself a Fey-born elf. So you are part Fey, and a lot of your childhood was her trying to work out between you and your brother whether any of you were showing any Fey wild tendencies, any inklings of some Fey magic. And when you asked her directly and gave her a bit too much information for her to lie around, she came out and told you, I think. At the end, imbuing you with a Feywild magic shard, a shard that itself generates Fey magic that she uses to find and traverse between the material plane and the Fey wild. And she did say that, seeing as you were, although a brat, seemingly a competent adventurer, that if you were to go travelling, that you could try and find some Fey portals using the Fey magic, and also see what might be happening with them, because she believes there is something going on with the Fey portals that are blocking the material plane coming in and out, as well as there's some like transvergence of Feywild creatures entering the material plane, and some creatures that aren't supposed to be in the Feywild going back the other way as well. So if you could find portals and see what's going on, that would be useful. But she also gave it to you as a way of saying, if in trouble, you may be able to call on the Feywild or find your way into the Feywild to help.
A unicorn.
And see, I went through all that. And as I was saying it, you shouted at me, "Lou!" And then I realised you weren't listening. So can't wait for us never to find a unicorn. Can't believe it. Otter, you got to the end of the Codex of Abyssal Chains, the book that was showing a little bit via the words that were there, the story of this demigod titan kraken beast, and the story of its life. But within the pages of the book, for those that had some link to this patron, were more scripture that was made apparent upon you passing some wisdom checks on you studying the book, on taking the power of the book and the understanding, as you found out about Zephyrax, or Kirin Croin, or the Kraken, the many, many names that this beast has gone by over the many, many, probably centuries, if not millennia, that it's been alive. This being of the gods that you recognise to be your patron, but you understand and been told the story of him being sealed away, that somewhere this demigod has been chained, has been bound to a place, was done so during the Fallen Conquest, and that the device of its capture had been split into a set of artifacts. The list of those artifacts you were given as part of this, and the artifacts being things to be brought together, hopefully with with him giving or having the ability to give someone this weapon to get him released, if that's what you can do for him as a champion of this patron. That same information was wanted by the Dragonborn, Zaga's peeps, as they finally turned up on the scene in the Commonwealth, looking for that exact information. Otter played very dumb to the information that was in there, and then they left before you delved back into the book to find out what was going on. But Zaga, you made your way to go and talk to the Dragonborn, and they made it very clear that it would be a lucrative deal for you if you could find that information for them, because they are looking for those artifacts. They want to find out and find how they can learn the story or understand what happened to the Kraken. Arthur got a suit, which was absolutely swanky as fuck, and a cane with a ram's head. 2 now.
I feel like we need to have more backstory on Arthur and his suit, because I feel it was the most important part of last session.
Yeah, I can see how you think that. So you got a suit, that was nice. And you're not wearing armour, so let's all remember that. And Bon Bon was just there. It was great. So we finished with Faywin's story, but the rest of you had said you were going to go shopping. We can do some shopping bits and we do them offline. So you are back in with the Faywin situation in the evening, so you can come back. Up to you guys. If you want to come back with a fresh day, all sleep in, spending time at the Druid's house, fresh morning ahead of you. Guys, you have the evening. If you want to take the evening whilst Faywin was talking to her parents, and then or my mum at least, and she can come back and join you in the late evening. But really, over to you. You have information with Bo at the Druid's house. You gave him all the information from Undreal. He was pulling together some stuff. He will probably be, he said to give him a couple of days, so you're looking at tomorrow or so to find out what's going on there. You obviously have Hugh, Faywin's dad at the library, if there was anything more you want to pull from there, but also he's giving you access to the Commonwealth if you were to follow up with them about what was going on in the Border Forest, whether you were invited to a meeting that that Mira is going to, so you could attend that meeting as well. That will be happening in a few days. So if you find out, or if you go and inquire, you can find out what's going on there. You obviously have the Dragonborn, where you have more information now, whether you want to share it or not. And who knows, Arthur might buy a new suit. So really, I'll throw it to you. When would you like to come back? Good chance.
Art wants to find a masquerade mask to complete his suit look.
Okay, nice.
I can go to the fancy shop again if I need to. I'm sure they have masquerade
They
masks.
will definitely have masks.
This isn't, just to clarify, this isn't a swinging thing. This is a masquerade, not that kind of masquerade.
Definitely a swinging thing.
Definitely wants to be a swinging thing, but probably will never be a swinging thing. Like all the gear, no idea when you buy the full gimp suit. Nice. We can do that. That's easy enough to do.
Is that exhibition thing on now, or is it in the future?
Ah, yes, the exhibition.
No, that's Art later. It's masquerade.
Yeah. What? You don't know. You had the you had the leaflet for it. You took the leaflet, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was going on now. It was across like the celebration of Candlemas. So it will be going on for a while. So you can see from the thing that it's it's like a museum. So it's open in times during the day. And there's a load of different artifacts, but that is the big one that they have in the middle, this dazzling large sapphire amulet.
What time is it now?
It again depends. If you all just want to, because with you going to see your mother in the afternoon, you're talking it's kind of into the evening. So you've got an evening's worth of activities, or you can just fucking sleep and
book as well, didn't it?
You do what? Sorry.
It took a while with the book.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're back in the evening. It's just up to you. Like I said, we don't have to play out every single day when we're in Allhearth. We can just skip forward to the morning if there's stuff you want to attack in the morning. It's just in case there was something you wanted to do in the evening.
Saga has something small he wants to do before bed, but it's minor. So if there's other stuff anyone else wants to do.
No, I'm good. Everyone else is back in Redvant, apparently.
Art still wants that mask.
Yeah, you can go and get a mask. One that matches the same coloration and...
yeah, purple gold trim.
Mm-hmm. You could easily...
no. Yeah.
We could say that, you could have gone back in the day rather than in the evening, caught them with the one that similarly made sense, and a mask of such quality would only cost you a couple of silver.
A couple of silver?
A couple of silver. It's very good quality.
Art hands over a gold, making clear his intentions and his thanks of everything that's happened so far.
I think every time you walk through the door, I can't remember her name, is it Seraphina? Her eyes light up, knowing exactly who is walking through. The brown nosing that comes from this sales assistant is top notch for you. You feel like
the brown nosing is even more so than Zyga with the Dragon Ball.
Yes.
Good to know. I'll bear that in
mind. Nice. So yeah, whatever you want to do before bed then. So you guys can meet back, discuss what you've all been up to in the days. So Faywin, you can go back and join. Wait, it's up to you whether you want to stay with your parents or grab a room at the Druid's house. You can have your own room.
Doesn't want to stay with a special friend.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Please don't kill each other just yet. Cool. Yeah, but up to you if you want to stay with everyone else because you've got the evening and the morning, or whether you want to stay just with your parents.
Yeah, I think I'll stay for a bit, just so I'm there being friendly and not just asking them questions. And then I'll head back to the druid's place.
Nice. So you're all back at the druid's house. Arta in full. Are you wearing the masquerade mask at all times, or just?
No.
Okay.
That's for special occasions.
Cool. So just in full suit. You're at druid's house.
You know how like Batman's got that utility belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeps it on his belt.
You keep
for use at all times.
It's like
easy access.
Weapon. You got hammer now. Hammer, mask. Done. That's all I need.
Yeah, you check your pockets before you leave the house.
Phone key, masquerade
keys,
mask, hammer.
Yeah, phone keys,
hammer.
wallet.
That's it. Good. Nice. I just thought of something for related then, which was different. Cool. So you're all back at the druid's house.
Shop for a weapon.
You know what?
Did Bonbon not want to shop for a weapon?
Well,
I seem to remember.
Yeah, we looked at off stream. We did the calculations and some of the shopping stuff, and decided to hold
Fair enough.
rather than just going shopping and scrapping together what's on there. So yeah, we have shopping that can be done, but again, it's an easy thing if you're just looking for certain weapons to do. Uff Kimbara, save the time.
I always like finding weird random shit, but that's just.
Yep. No, we can, at certain times we can. It's just easy if you go. Or I can. It's certain shops will have better things than others. If you're just like, hey, can I go to the shop now? I tell you, I ain't putting random shit out my ass every time. Because I can't be asked. I'd do enough. So yeah.
Let me find a deck of many things for cheap for someone who doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
Selling it.
No. I like this. I like this campaign. When you find a deck of many things, I've had enough, and we're going to end the campaign. It's like, here's a deck of many things. Pull a card. The world imploded, and that's all for tonight, folks. See you next time.
So before bed, all Zag wants to do is cast sending. Do you remember the names of his Dragonborn brothers?
I remember the names.
Not Dragonborn. His Kobold brothers from Redvant. Because I don't fucking remember.
You don't remember the name of your brothers?
Remember.
I mean,
Zag would remember. I don't remember.
You can try and guess, and then if you get it wrong, it just won't work.
It was something like Thundercrap. I was calling the guy Thundercrap.
Yep, okay. Yep. I do
That's gonna work.
Yeah. Shh. What are they called? The Scaled Symphony. They've got a beautiful band name.
Are you using sending for this? The spell?
I will be using sending for it.
You rat.
So, Sizzle Strum, Thunder Tap, and Flicker Flute. Thunder Tap was the big guy, not the smartest. You would have a bet if you're wanting to do something what might make sense. Send it to one of the slightly more intelligent ones. So Sizzle Strum or Flicker Flute would be your best bets.
Because last time I definitely messaged Thundercrap.
You definitely managed, in the middle of the night.
I will cast sending and send a message to one of the others, because this clearly hasn't gone well with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you motherfuckers got to All Earth yet? I'm waiting.
This would be the evening, right? You hear back. Huh? Zagger? Oh, that's crazy. I thought my flute was talking to me. It's like, no, we're staying here. We're making so much money in Redford. Come back.
Zagger is annoyed. He goes to bed annoyed.
It's noise and you can't get
like... onto his bed and sleeps on his pile of money.
Sleeps on his pile of money. Just holds it out. Sleep on the gold. Nice. So you guys can, if there's nothing to discuss, or take your night's rest. Long rest.
I got
and
somebody to put healing spells in the ring for me.
But the healing spells in my ring, baby. Yep. I mean, you should have spell slots.
I only have cure wounds at level 2. It's a bit pay.
I'll be Bonbon or Zagger, I think.
Yeah.
Or even Arta.
No, Art doesn't do healing.
Yeah, I forgot that.
I only have healing word.
Yeah, just fit. Yeah.
Yeah, put a healing word in there then.
Cool. Load up your... I was about to say load up your ring. Load up your ring. Giggity, giggity, go. And then, yeah, you can all take a long rest and awake the next day, bright and early in Allhearth. The druids up, as they always are, up and about, getting ready for the day's activities, feeding themselves, and off to their different studies and whatnot. Jobs around the city. As, yeah, you come to with a fresh day in front of you. What do we want to do today?
I want to take 10 minutes to cast. Which one is it? Illusory script.
Mm-hmm.
And another 10 minutes for comprehend languages.
Nice. You little bookworm.
Is this going to be a daily thing?
Yeah, most likely.
Pretty much, essentially. Well, it's illusory script lasts for 10 days anyway.
Mm-hmm. So, this first comprehend language is easy enough. Illusory script, what does it do?
It allows you to write basically in code on the paper, and anybody you designate can understand it. To anybody else, it looks like something else or just gobbledygook.
Don't you have to write it at the time, though?
No. It's like you can write it at any time, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
This is a classic burn.
It's probably not something I'm going to use, but it just lasts 10 days, so I thought I might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah, I think you write something, and it takes 10 minutes if you want to do it ritually. But I think you have to, and then the script lasts 10 days, whatever you write. Just check, but
right.
I'm pretty sure you cast.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah. You write it out and then you imbue it.
Yeah. So the idea being that you can do it for free if you're doing it ritually, as long as you've got 10 minutes. So you could write a note, as long as you take 10 minutes to do so, and then that note lives in the world for 10 days, wherever you do with it, and then it disappears. But yeah, you can't just like cast it on yourself and then be like any time, because again, that's the point of the ritual versus.
I'll do it and I'll write test on a piece of paper.
Nice. Who'd you designate it to? You could have done it so much funnier. Oh, a creature with true sight can read the hidden message. Nice. Nice. So yeah, you can test out that it works. So yeah, you have a way of doing it if you need to, but that's what the ritual cast is. And then comprehend language is fine. Comprehend language, you need to... is it any language, or do you have to determine?
Any language I hear, I can understand.
Yeah. Nice. So you're just doing that. You've just got some Feywind spells.
Yeah, it's just so I can
Nice.
understand anything the Feywind says.
Oh, typical.
I speak in Minotaur now.
You can't... Yeah, exactly. Daddy's conversation.
Does that mean that he can hear telepathic conversations?
No.
I
just understand any language.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. So yeah, you take your time to cast your ritual. You see in the morning, those that come down, that Altar is kind of poring over this book, and you would be using the codex to do so. Like that is that book is what gives you that power. So a bit like a wizard spell book. If you were to lose that book, you would lose that power. So you can see that he's kind of like over working on and using the book in the morning to cast his spells as you guys come down for breakfast. But yeah, over to you guys. Like I said, we don't have to play out full days, but I need to know what you want to get up to today.
Zach wants to see if they've got any duck for breakfast.
Roll a d20. 14. Ooh. You go up. Doesn't look like there's any duck today. Not even a tray of duck today.
This PC gets harder every morning.
Mm-hmm. Depends on the day.
Zach is disappointed.
I've got a whole random table for duck season. No duck. Other meats are there, but yeah, no duck today, unfortunately.
We know that Zaga went to Dragonborn, right?
Yeah, you sent him there.
Yeah, we sent you off. Yeah. And then we didn't see him when he came back because he was.
You saw me when I came back to the bookshop.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't, maybe, but the others did.
Yeah. When he was going to attack Arthur.
I don't know if you've gone to your mum or not by then.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I definitely didn't ask you. So Faywin's gonna ask Zaga, hey Zaga, how did it go yesterday with the when you went over to the boat?
Oh, to see the Dragonborn? Because you wanted me to make sure they weren't watching us? Well, they weren't watching us, just like I said.
Oh, okay, that's good. Did you get to know them anymore? Did you find out any exciting Dragonborn related information?
Not really. One of them was a fan of mine. They'd seen me perform back on Draka.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they recognized me.
Did you give them a performance? I'm sure they would have loved that.
No, they didn't really want a performance. The other one's a bit, he's very serious about his work. They asked a bunch of questions about Otter, and I didn't really have the answers they were looking for.
What questions were they asking?
What does he know about this fucking demigod that destroyed our old home?
Am I in the room right now?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're at the breakfast table.
I would like to do an insight check.
Oh.
Gonzaga, please.
Yes. Turn on each other. Right.
And it's not because I have a +7 to insight or anything.
Bloody hell. That needs to be
Hang on,
changed.
you've got a +7 to insight.
I've got a +8 to deception.
Yeah, I've got +7 to insight. Not that it matters because I rolled a 9. That's 2 + 7.
Well, you still need to roll. So you need to roll persuasion or deception. You don't have to say what you roll. You just need to say whether you...
24.
Yeah. You get the same from Zaga that you always do.
All right. I can't remember what I was asking him.
You can't remember you were grilling him.
You were trying to probe for what he said to the Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But from Faven's point of view, it's because it's Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Nothing else. She's just excited it's Dragonborn.
I mean, she hated the Dragonborn last week.
Yeah, I know. They were rude to her because they just called her elf. But she still has a fascination with them. Hermione Granger. So are you planning on meeting them again? Maybe giving them a performance when they're a little bit less busy, or?
I don't know. It depends, I guess. I might see them again.
I feel like I got off on the wrong foot with them.
Well, like I said, very serious about their jobs. If they feel like anyone's, not cooperating, they're not the most polite.
Yeah, they're dicks.
Yep.
What he said.
Okay.
You get used to it when you live with them forever.
I mean, we've lived with you for, 4 weeks now, and...
Oh, I'm not a Dragonborn. I'm different.
All right, I know you're not a Dragonborn.
Kobolds are lovely people. Can't you see how friendly and lovable we all are?
Tumbleweed rolls by.
Art nods his head, but not convincingly.
I don't think you're like them, Zaga.
Well, that's what I just said.
I know, and I'm agreeing with you.
Smart elf.
Faven blushes. She likes this.
Faven remembers this.
So, what are we doing today?
I feel like we need money. I've spent some money recently.
I definitely need money.
I brush my suit. Not very subtly.
Has anyone commented on his suit yet? Or we all just
I did.
Yeah, I think when you were watching from afar, but when they went to the shop the first time, definitely.
Yeah, there was compliments.
There were swoons.
I noticed the colour immediately, and I like the colour.
It's team colours, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is.
We're starting a boxing brand.
Fucking hell.
But less problematic than most boxing brands. Yeah, so money, magic scrolls. Can we get money from that? Someone told us to look for magic scrolls that were stolen.
Weren't you looking for your friend Valerie?
Valerie, they might know something. I don't know where you start talking like that. They might know something, but I mean, any lead is good? Question mark.
Well, we had that dark magic lead, but that didn't get us anywhere.
Well, we could head to the rougher side of town.
We could always go grill the wizards at the school for more information.
I mean, they've had their stuff stolen. It's not going to say they're the smartest trees in the pod. And yes, that is a real saying. That is a real saying. I promise you that's a real saying.
You mean they're not the longest tail in the pack?
That is a known alternative. Von
We
Van?
can split up and then maybe come back together later. I don't mind going and asking the wizards more questions.
Von Van, as the unappointed leader and the one who makes all the decisions, please tell us what to do.
Yeah, decide for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Make the plan.
we probably should try and get some more information out of the wizards, right?
Zaga looks smart.
Art looks dejected.
Cool. That's the decision.
Is Faywin wearing her new necklace?
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Does Zaga notice the new necklace?
Are you wearing it? I mean, this is how Faven would. Are you wearing it to be seen?
No, I mean, there's about 8 necklaces on Faywin at the moment.
Yeah, she's
So it's
Faywin
kind
would
of
surely be
blending
shown
in.
off.
Flavor Flav.
She just got a magic necklace. She's bound to show off, surely.
I mean, it's
Is
around
it
my neck.
especially shiny? Would Zaga notice the glint?
It's a warm crystal
Mm.
with sunset colours of Feywild sky.
Yeah. If the light were to catch it, you would get the glint of the
Like
material.
a sun
but then
catcher.
Being
So it's
inside
orange, is what you're
it's-
saying.
Yeah, there's like an orange, pink, purple, like swirl that goes in it.
being a greedy dragon, Zaga would definitely notice something new
But
and
yeah,
shiny.
yeah, something new. Yeah.
Hey, Faywin, is that a new necklace?
Yes, my mother gave it to me. It's a gift from her. Do you
Yeah.
like it?
How much do you think it's worth?
Oh, nothing. It's not. It's not worth anything in gold, but worth everything in sentimental value.
Oh, so it's like a family heirloom?
I don't know about an heirloom, but yeah, I suppose so.
And your mum just gave it to you, huh?
Yeah, they haven't seen me in a while. It's nice to see them again, and it was nice spending time with just her and I yesterday. We haven't had that in a long time.
Zaga wants to roll an inside check
Yeah, go away.
to see if there's more to this necklace, because Faywin is sus.
Don't be suspicious.
That is a flat 17.
17. So you can roll. Yeah,
God.
essentially, if you know the answer, it's fine. But you can roll persuasion or deception. You don't have to say.
You're two wonderful, always.
20.
Oh, fuck's sake, 20.
What the fuck?
I rolled a 19 plus 1.
Nice.
First time she's ever passed the persuasion.
Mm-hmm. She's learning.
That's because I did deception.
Clever girl. No, you don't
Zaga
get
knows
anything.
nothing
yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Saga knows nothing, full stop.
Oh.
Shiny and maybe worth something if you pawned it. Which you wouldn't do, of course.
Of course. When has that ever happened? Wait. What? Nice. Cool. So you heading
When's
to
that book going to be ready?
Later this evening, I think.
Yep. Later today the book will be ready. So yeah, you can head that way. Same district. So you can head your way off to the Votarnes Arcane Institute, if that is the plan. We're taking it as the plan.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Sweet.
what Bonbon said.
Art is on the way. Art decides whether he wants to walk with a pimp limp.
Nice.
With
Try
his
out
cane,
different
but
limps.
After a couple of times where he almost loses his balance, he decides against it.
The flair you put into the weirdest things, I never will understand. Nice. So you guys make your way over to the Votarnes Institute, the Votarnes Arcane Institute, via the front door this time. As you knock and go in,
Hey, remember us?
Yeah, I can't remember what her name was. Did I even tell you what her name was?
Might have.
Yeah, probably didn't.
She was very flustered, though.
She was very flustered.
Pointy hat is what I know her as.
Ah,
I
nice.
don't think I was there when they went into the shop.
Okay.
No,
Nice.
I don't think I was either. But
It
I'm
was-
going to call her pointy hat, even if
Yeah.
she doesn't wear a pointy hat.
After
was
arrived
an
at the
elf.
end, Fabian was not there.
I know you had asked. Ah, okay. But yes, there is an elven receptionist type lady sat behind the desk. She comes to me as you guys walk in, and you say, "Do you remember us?" She's like, "Oh, good to see you. Headmaster Renario was hoping you guys would be by soon. He's had some information that he would like to share. Wait with me 1 second." And it's almost like you've barely all got in the door as she's like left. Run up the spiral staircase to go up to the back room. Get 10 20 seconds later, you hear her trotting back as she kind of leans over the balcony and just says, please come up. Headmaster will see you now.
Hey, this Renato guy's all right. He was very friendly last time.
This is where the cat incident, that was funny, wasn't it? Cool. So you guys make your way upstairs. As all five of you, as she kind of like ushers you into the Headmaster Renariel's office, it's not huge. So for five of you in there and then him with his desk and stuff, it's a bit like, oh, it's a bit cramped. You kind of stood around as she kind of nods, closes the door as he just says to her, oh, please get some, if you get some refreshments for our guests, that'd be lovely. And she's like, no worries. Closes the door, heads off as Renariel stands up, kind of greets you. He's like, so who hasn't been here before? I think it's just Faywin, right? Yeah, because it was the day you weren't here, yeah. As he kind of recognises you all and then says, I don't think we've met, and offers a hand out to shake your hand.
Absolutely jumps forward and shakes his hand because she is very studious.
Mm-hmm. He's like, Renariel 4 times.
And mutters under his breath, kiss ass.
I heard that. But yeah, he shakes your hand.
He's like, hey, Faywin, you'd love this place. They learn magic from books.
We do indeed. We are the first, first that we know of wizarding school, we're calling it, of course.
They're a wizard, Harry.
Do you offer evening classes?
Depending on what people's skill is in that direction, we can indeed look at different officer classes. We tend to take batches of smaller groups. We're still quite small in nature as a wizarding school, but we've had some good successes with teaching magic for those that have the right aptitude. We find there's a range of abilities, and some take to it quicker than others. But yeah, we can discuss that another time. This slightly getting off track. So, welcome back. It kind of looks to you, Von, for reassurance that Faywin, you can hear him kind of look at you and look at her to be like, are we talking about the things like the business we discussed before?
Yes.
In present company?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, how's our vampire doing?
Okay, good. Just for checking, this wasn't we had to be hush-lipped. We've made some great discoveries, but I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you've had a chance to speak to Tycho. Jesus Christ. I mean, I take one day, drink a little bit of wine. I don't know if you had a chance to speak to Tycho. The Commonwealth have been they've been investigating a little more the incident with the spell scrolls, and they've just been paying a little bit more attention. I think there's something going on there, maybe trying to tighten some purse strings here and there. But the Commonwealth have been a little bit more interested in what's going on here, and we have had to disclose the specimen. So just so you are aware, we've made Tycho aware, but the Commonwealth at large have been made aware that we have this specimen on site now. They haven't done anything with that knowledge so far. To my knowledge, we are still happy to operate as we were before. We are still maintaining the ward to protect it, but I just thought you should know that the Commonwealth are now aware of the specimen. I don't know if that changes your plans or what was good. Tycho went into a tiny bit of a frenzy. He spoke incredibly quickly for about 2.5 minutes and then kind of just left. So I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but I thought, seeing as you're here, best I'd let you know as well.
I'll have to catch up with him and I'll try and work out what's going on there with him. But yes, no, thank you for letting us know.
No, it's good, and like I say, it's quite the discovery. The biological makeup of this being is incredible. It seems to run and drive, unlike any organism that we have here on a material plane or that we have studied across any of the planes we've seen. Marvelous, really. The only thing that could be greater than this would be a live specimen to understand exactly what was going on. We can understand it must have been an intelligent creature, definitely, not just a wild beast. But we are we are learning a lot. So I thank you again for bringing it to us.
No problem.
Have you learned why it can't be near garlic?
We weren't aware, that wasn't on our notes, that it can't be. This feels like your. Is this new information that you've found? Have you had
But
another
it's a
encounter?
vampire.
You are pulling. Okay, I forgot. Sorry. No, we haven't found out why it can't be near garlic. Kind of looks at you, Von, like. Okay.
I kind of roll my eyes too.
Yeah.
And Saga looks at Alter and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?" Is the expression he gives.
Art gives him a knowing look, as though he knows that we've both heard it, but all before, and sometimes you just have to learn when to pick your battles. And he says that all through facial movements, and Zaga picks it up perfectly because of their innate friendship.
Yep. Very.
And Zaga knows
Very.
that Arta knows that Zaga would never betray the group because of their innate friendship.
Ah, okay, good.
And he knows this for a fact based on his insight
Yep.
check over breakfast.
Right. Wow, this has been deep. Renaro thinks that maybe Zaga might be a child. So yeah, that is kind of. She's like, I realise I have unloaded a lot of information, but I haven't actually found out why you are here.
Well, what have you learned about the thing? Tell us.
Well, if you want to go, we can go down, I suppose, and speak to the professor that. She's been working on this day and night since it came in to get as much information possible, and I really am taking the information secondhand. So if you wanted, we could go down to the lab.
Yes, that'd be good to get some more information on this, hopefully.
He's like, oh, perfect.
Before we go, what do you know about this dark magic fella?
Sorry, which dark magic fellow? Someone that is
Yeah.
Prevalent with dark magic, or?
That's his name, I think.
You're referring to? Well, I've heard. I mean, in part of our searching and understanding, before we found out that Horatio was taking the scrolls, this dark magic fellow is, I believe, someone who is selling, acquiring and selling goods on the black market, if you can call it that. Not affiliated with us in any way. We thought, well, he was number one suspect, but he doesn't seem to be a person that we can track down.
Do you reckon Horatio's aligned with this dark magic?
I mean, that's not beyond the realms of possibility. I've heard stories that the spell scrolls that this dark magic wizard is selling. I've heard mixed bags. Some of them are of good quality. Some of them are, let's say, they do not do what they say on the scroll.
So sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
A very eloquent way of putting it. Yes. But I mean, for the ones that are coming through, for the scrolls that do not work, they of course are not the handiwork of ourselves. But it could well be someone else. It could be part of ourselves. But I heard this dark magic was an old gentleman, big white beard, long dark cape. Went for the classic pointy hat. Bit of a caricature from what I heard.
Arta puts up his hand.
This isn't the class, but did you have a question?
You mentioned there was talk of night schools, and that's not what that's why I put my hand up. If one were to acquire one of these scrolls at a later date and it didn't work,
Yes.
who would we talk to about a refund?
One of the, I would not be buying scrolls from anybody outside of. We should not be buying scrolls.
I didn't say buy. I said acquire.
Okay. If you were to acquire these scrolls, if you were to acquire them, you didn't buy them. So how would you begin a refund? A refund for 0?
For the emotional trauma for it not working.
That's compensation, not a refund.
Yes.
It's money in my back pocket. It's the same thing.
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't all go down to the lavatory. There's some very important things down there.
Why would we all go to the toilet together?
Okay.
You said lavatory.
So this
So
has
how
been
does
wonderful.
one access this black market?
Okay. I mean, I've heard on, like I said,
Art gets his masquerade
heard
mask
from
from his
before.
belt and puts it on.
You've brought some idiots to my school. Okay.
Raven is mortified at this point.
Yeah, you're getting kicked out of school.
I've got my head in my hands.
I do not have any affiliation. Like I said, I would not be buying anything or finding out. We have tried to, like I say, investigate, but we are a school after all. We're not exactly.
Well, I'm just asking in case you got any leads that maybe we would be better at following up on.
Well,
You can see we're highly competent.
I can.
I told you guys we head to the rough part of town and then we can find out there. We'll blend in. It'll be difficult because we're not the type, but I'm sure we'll do a great job of blending in, Faywin especially, and then we can get some leads there.
I think we're about to be arrested.
I said we're blending in. I didn't. We're in disguise. We're like secret agents.
Just googling ninth level spells to kill pies. Wish I could just make you both not exist. Is that too harsh?
Zach is asking pertinent questions.
Next.
I was also suggesting good
It's
ideas.
like if the Chuckle Brothers turn up, one hits the other one overhead with a ladder, and then they turn around and ask a serious question. You're just not really sure where it's going. It's very difficult to really understand. Renario is just like like I say, I would not be buying anything from the black market, nor do I have any information of how you could obtain information. We are a reputable school funded by the Commonwealth. We, of course, would not have any affiliations there. And as a new Wizarding school, we are trying to keep our record as clean as possible. Hence, us looking for help to follow up on leads that we have not been able to follow up on ourselves. If we had indeed had these leads and knew where Horatio was or what he was doing, then we would have, of course, followed up, but we have been unable to do so. So that's why, whilst you were here and you had shown yourself to be of a level of skill that the offer was made. Of course, we can forget about this and we can look elsewhere. The Commonwealth have now been asking about I've obviously found out about the specimen. So I mean, there's no harm in us going to the Commonwealth Guards to help flush out Horatio.
I got one last question.
It's honestly not necessary if it's not going to help.
It's going to help.
Okay.
Okay, so this guy Horatio, did he have friends who are other students here that maybe we could ask some questions?
Horatio was. You're better talking to his tutor. I know I know enough of many of the students, but not in-depth questions. So if we go to the professor, I mean, she should be able to give you some more information. If she was the one that was leading, I suppose, in giving you the information in the first place on Horatio and what had happened. So we can go and get the professor if you have questions on Horatio that she could answer. But again,
Yes,
she is working.
I may have questions. Don't ignore the big red guy.
Yep, don't have to tell me twice. Okay, so
to the vampire.
Right. Power word kill. What's your total health points? We've all got fewer than 100, right?
Just banish everyone to another plane.
Nah, power word kill just kills you outright. And then I don't have to have a deal with you. Instantaneous death, as long as you got less than 100 hit points. Good, just put that one in the back pocket.
Cool. If they can do that, you'd think they'd be able to find some shitty paper scrolls.
Honestly, it wouldn't be a bother for you because you wouldn't exist in the world anymore, would you? So that would be fine, actually. Nice.
It's fine. I have another character. It's the descendant of a certain Saw Angelus Nightoff. I'll get the voice ready.
Okay, good. Let's just go downstairs before I have to do something I regret. Cool. So you make your way downstairs towards the lab. He opens the wards on the doors to unlock them. There's a magical lock on the large laboratory. If you remember, you went into a large teaching hall and lab area before, and as you guys kind of walk in and knock off, he puts the lock on. Let's Marie, who is the receptionist lady, know where you've gone. As you can see in there, the just from first glance, the mind flayer has been dissected. The rib cage is cranked open, like full dissection, natural history museum style, cranked open. The skull is split down the middle as well, so you can see inside of the brain. See the inner workings, kind of gruesome. Laying out, start bolt naked, no genitalia. As you walk in, Manara kind of coughs, and the younger professor kind of takes her glasses up and looks across to you guys and goes, "Oh, Renario, we weren't expecting anybody else through today. I'm middle of," and he's like, "I'm sorry. I just thought we had some questions around the scrolls, and you could take some time to answer some questions for those that are here to help." And she's like, "Okay." Kind of goes off. Surgeon's like removes gloves, washes up, leaves stuff on the side, and comes over to you guys. So you're probably like 15 foot away from the body, but you can see that this body has been cranked open. You can see that probably one of the tendrils has been completely dissected off and is held elsewhere. And she was just working on the like skull area of this mind flayer. As she is in decent white, she's not like covered in blood. It's not a horror movie. She's fairly clean in appearance as she comes over. Good morning. Nice to see all of you and some new faces. How can I help?
Just was wondering if you had like any additional. I mean, Naria gave us the kind of overview, but if you had any additional information on what you discovered from the creature.
Well, we quite a lot of things. This is you spoke to this beast, right? This was an intelligent beast. From your notes, we kind of delved into detail on what it might be, trying to place it against other creatures in the known verses and what might be useful. It is amazing as a creature. Its internal organs, its entire metabolism, the way that it runs, the way that it operates and lives as a creature, is not the same way that you or I does not ingest and take the good nutrients of mind. It seems to feed, whilst it feeds on matter, it seems to feed on brain matter alone. The single source of anything, but whether it's actually eating the brain matter or just taking the knowledge, the intelligence, the parts of the brain for which intelligence and the synapses are joined, that seems to be the food for this creature, this aberration. And the cranium size itself seems to be made of a much softer skull that would enable, much like a infant human or elf child. The cranium itself is soft and doesn't ever seem to harden form, so allowing its brain to grow to as large as it can maintain. Doesn't seem to be any vocal cords inside, although those that are there are very underdeveloped. So speech via the same means that we speak are. It seems to be it's not main choice of thing, and I think you said it was telepathically talking, or seemed to be telepathically talking to, and that would make full sense if it used that as its primary mechanism for communication. Other than that, that's kind of the starting point. The understanding of how because he has the two arms anyway with the tentacles, whether there was something else we're trying to work out, whether they were just there as an evolutionary downside that the tentacles are not used for as much anymore, or just there indeed to help grapple and eat this brain matter. But as to its magical ability, we're only just getting started. Of course, difficult to piece a lot of stuff together from just a dead creature. We are taking samples and comparing where we can to creatures that we have documented before. But yes, thus far, quite a strange beast. Was there anything in particular you wanted to know other than...
We had a small discussion about those tadpole-like creatures before. Is there any sign of one of those anywhere within the body?
No, not that we've found. How the tadpoles are created seems to whether they are hatched or born from something else. Where they go inside the beast as well is unknown. But like I said, we've only had a few days to get into what we know. But yes, it does make me wish we could sit down and to have a conversation with one of these creatures to really understand what's going on.
Oh, you wouldn't have wanted to have a conversation with this one. It just made your head hurt.
Okay, so...
Our winces just remembering what happened with his head hurting in the past.
Oh, that was so fun having NPCs with mind blast abilities. Okay. Yes, so we are just trying to now delve into, I suppose, trying to tap into what the part of this creature was that gave it its abilities, but we are sure that it's somewhere within that big old brain that it has.
Interesting.
Thank you. Is this person also the tutor for Horatio as well? Okay, well, thank you for enlightening us with what you have found.
No, it's like I say, and she looks at Renario and he kind of nods, like, and you know that we're trying to do as much as we can, as quick as we can, before the Commonwealth get. Now they've been made aware. We just want to make sure that we're not shut down. So we want to, as quick as possible, get as much information as possible, because something as large as this, I'm sure they're going to want to have a say in, shall we say?
Oh, of course. So thank you for your swift work on this. In regards to these missing scrolls, Horatio was your student, correct?
Yes. Good student.
Good at stealing? ?
Clearly good at stealing in the end, but he was a promising student. One of the most gifted.
Did he show, or I mean, you say he was one of the most gifted. Do you know whether he had any form of magic that he could use to disguise himself? And obviously, I mean, I imagine having stolen these scrolls, he probably won't be. If he was able to, he wouldn't be around in his normal form, I guess.
Potentially. I mean, a disguise spell, even at its lowest form, is a fairly simple spell to achieve. One of the easiest ones for us to with the illusions, with the illusion spells. One of the first ones we can help teach. So it could well be that he has been able to form some form of disguise.
Zagar is suspicious. He wants to examine the tutor to see if he can discern whether or not they're using an illusion spell to disguise their identity.
The tutor?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Investigation.
15.
I've chosen wrong. Hang on. 15. No, you don't seem to, as you're looking close, you don't seem to see any illusion within on this tutor.
Does the tutor notice that I'm examining her closely?
Only in a way that it's like slightly creepy and not offensive. You're just kind of like,
okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, like eagle-eyeing. You didn't go up and like prod her, so you're just like staring. With 5, there's you 5 plus the head teacher there, so she's kind of addressing all of you as you go through. So yes, it's not like it's just you and her. You're staring her down.
Zagar will ask, did he have any friends in his class, or do you know his address, somewhere we could search?
Well, the addresses we had for him when we went to try and find were differing and incorrect. So, unfortunately, not. Somewhere, we believe, somewhere within Scholar's Crown, but unfortunately, the first thing we checked were the records, and yes, they were. We had the incorrect address, an oversight on our part. Friends, difficult. He was an individual. He didn't. I wouldn't say he didn't play well with others, but he was, as one of the more gifted, he found it difficult to slow his pace to deal with the other students if they weren't maybe picking up things as quick as he were, and that kind of alienated him, I suppose, in some ways. And also, of course, with his gifts, there was maybe more attention paid to him in some aspect than to other students, which again, I mean, in hindsight now, it probably didn't help him in blending in with others as we were making a little more of a fuss. But unfortunately, no one that I could point you to that would be useful.
Is there anything that he ever mentioned that maybe stands out as odd, that maybe you passed over at the time?
No, we've gone through and tried to work out what, why he might have been doing this or what he wanted to do, but he is a young student who has been taught these powers, and clearly they have gotten away with him.
How long was he a student for?
He was one of our first students coming in, so he would have been with us for, I think, from start to finish, probably about a year.
Did anyone often have an interaction with him outside of the college?
Not the. No. Who? As to who? As
in, I mean, anyone from the college itself. Do you know whether? I mean, yeah. I guess you haven't personally. I'm just thinking. Is there a possibility that Horatio himself was a disguise?
I mean, there's always a possibility, but he would have had to have held that up under scrutiny of much more powerful magic users for a very long period of time. So, not impossible, but I would say highly improbable. Just for the length of time that he would have had to maintain a disguise for that amount of time, to be held up under that scrutiny, and with the learning and casting of spells, I can't see a way in which he would have maintained that level of concentration for that long, unless, of course, was a incredible wizard. But then I would question why he wouldn't, at that level of power, why you wouldn't just be able to take what you wanted.
I suppose you wouldn't have need of the scrolls in the first place.
That's what I would have thought, but not beyond the realms of possibility, I suppose. I mean, you've brought in a creature from another dimension, so we know anything can be possible.
Okay. Are any of your students around at all? You know,
yeah, I mean, there are classes going on. I think
alongside Horatio.
Yeah, we could. How do we? I suppose it's the questions you'd have to ask. I mean, there is a session being held now within the library. The librarian is taking class with the latest batch of all wizarding students. So we could ask Maestra Luminara if she if she's able to spare. But I would, and she kind of like, you can see that she gets a bit nervous as Renario kind of steps in and says, we don't want the rest of the students, as far as the students are aware, Horatio has left the school under his own volition, just will not be returning. And whilst there may be rumours of younglings passing round, we do not want to spread any fear or any. We do not need this getting out essentially to the students and potentially parents, benefactors of the school. So what questions would we want to ask?
Well, to be honest, we've got almost nothing to go on. So we'd probably be asking similar questions. And seeing if any of them have any information about this guy and what he did outside of school hours or where someone might find him.
Mm-hmm. I think we could get a smaller group of his classmates together, but I would ask that you are incredibly careful with the wording of it. Maybe we don't take everybody into the room.
But we're always really careful with our wording.
Yes, maybe some of
it's very specific. We say exactly what we mean. There's never any nuance.
I shan't be letting the tiefling into the room with the children. So I
mean, that's just wise generally.
Well,
someone needs to stand guard. No, that makes sense. I'll stand guard.
So yes, a smaller group as you feel necessary. We can have you. We can make up whichever story like as passing.
Hey, when you're sensible, you grill the children.
I was kind of hoping to sit on the library lesson, but if I'm needed to speak to children, I can certainly help.
I'll grill the children.
Let's turn back to the language again. Grill the children isn't necessarily what we're trying to do. We're trying to ascertain some information on Horatio from the children without allowing them into the fact that he is left by any means other than just leaving the school. They will already be inquisitive about what has happened because it was a bit of a shock. So we need to make sure we're not passing on anything that could be passed on to parents or benefactors that again would come back to us. Like I say, clean record. The idea of dealing with this is to try and deal with it as quietly as possible.
There's definitely no other students that know of what Horatio has done.
Well, that's a very. You see, Renario looks to the professor. They kind of have an glare. We have had this exact same thought whether Horatio had any other benefactors to pull off a heist such as this. Maybe would have required one or two more, but no one that we have not been able to, again, without pushing too hard, find any of them that are willing. No one's been willing to come forward to confess to anything. But yes, it is a line we have been treading carefully for balancing giving away too much information or grilling the children, as you so eloquently put it.
Do you feel that maybe they wouldn't share the information if you, as their professors, were in the room? They may feel there might be some repercussions if they were to give more information. Especially if, like you say, you suspect that perhaps there were others that were involved in such a heist.
Potentially.
Would we be able to speak to them without Professor there?
No, absolutely not.
And DBS check?
Yeah, for that exact reason. These DBS checks are getting out of hand. You shouldn't really even be at the school right now. Just for, I mean, we can. I can definitely not be present. I think if you are going to, let's say you're going to sit in one of the library sessions with the master librarian, we can bring you in as traveling adventurers. I mean, a lot of the children here have split in ambitions for learning magic for the knowledgeable purposes versus those that believe they can go out and save the world. A grand idea.
So we could do like an FAQ panel or something.
Exactly.
Well, what about a really good dancer? And I
will not be in the room.
Start doing interpretive.
I think we made that quite clear.
I can't even roll for it.
So no, you close that door. So yes,
So
we
maybe
could
with like a panel type situation, and they
Yes,
may
we can
then
set
trust
you up.
us enough to open up.
Exactly. If we have,
Well, if
the
those
Grandmaster
three
there.
want to speak to the children, maybe the tiefling and I could examine where you keep the scrolls and see if we can see anything there.
We can take you through. We can have you escorted to the scroll room.
All right, what do you think? We're detectives now.
Ooh, I might need to get a new outfit though.
Faerun is torn between whether Zaga should be there or not with his bard storytelling performance vibe and the fact that he's Zaga.
What do you mean? Zaga's going to go and examine where they keep the scrolls?
No, I know, but
How closely is he going to examine the room?
well, yeah, there's that. There's that as well. Has anyone else got good performance?
Otter.
Performance? No, not me.
And so you need me in two places at once, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I guess my performance is not too bad.
I take it back. I'm great at performance.
I mean, unless somebody else wants to go with honor and examine the scrolls.
I saw the +4 and I was like,
I can go examine. If you want to put your performance to good use there, Zaga.
I
I
think
just feel
Von
like
Bam would
he's
be
a good
better.
he's a good storyteller, right? And if we want to engage these kids, then the only thing, Zaga, is that you may need to rein it in a little less of killing vampires and more
Yes.
slaying bad guys, maybe? I don't know.
But don't mention dwarves, just in case.
Oh, we're screwed.
I would keep it to.
We'll be fine. Let's go.
Yes, no mentions of this beast, nor vampires. There might. I would keep away from using the term vamp. It has connotations more of like a story and fairy tale than like real world application. So maybe just keep it to,
Big
Oh,
troll.
you mean fairy tales like when people tell stories about that Feywild thing?
Yeah, well, yeah, stories of vampires have been around for many, but a lot of them have been, so we don't have. Keep it to something, I don't know, beastie English. Treants.
We did kill a treant.
Treants, great.
Yeah.
Yep. Treants, any beasts?
Why don't you tell them the story of the treant? Or
Are
maybe
you sure
the
you're okay with
owlbear?
that? Because, that was right when Meadow died.
We need to have something good come of her death. R.I.P.
Let's go get on with it. Bonbon, honor, see if you can find some clues.
Okay.
My detective hat is on, young Watson.
I'm pretty sure he's got no hat.
He doesn't have a hat. He like mimics. I like mimic that I've like bowing my hat.
I'm pretty sure you've got that. Nice. It's cool. So you split into two. So Renario will take the three of you to the thing, and the professor, whose name is Philandra, sorry, very elven name, will close up, lock up the laboratory, and take you towards the scroll room, which is downstairs in the basement. As you split in two. We'll do the child grillers first. So, Ronaldo takes you to the master library. The Library of Luminara. Luminara is the surname of the librarian. Maestra Luminara is the older elf that a few of you met the first time. Vaughn definitely did. As she was talking to the headmaster. She's one of the big benefactors of the school. The library is named after her because of that reason. It is, as he kind of knocks on the door, slides open the two doors. You can see, again, this mix. There seems to be this like elven culture of the mix of deep wood being used everywhere for the room, but also there have been a lot of plants in there. So not a sterile library environment. You see there's a lot of wildlife in here. Big big tall bookcases with the ladders that run up. Not a huge library, so you're probably talking the left and right walls, and behind you as you walk into the room are covered lots of seating areas and small desks to pull together. Big central kind of like atrium type thing, not with a big tree but with a big flowering vine, and a big open dome, not open dome, but big window, sorry, so there's a lot of light at the top. The library itself isn't huge, not like Hugh's library, which was massive. This is like same level of grandeur, but much smaller scale. As you can see, it's like in the one quarter of this house, but just goes up the 2 stories of the full thing. As he knocks on the door, opens the door, and just you can see before he goes in, he takes a moment, just like kind of raises his hand to his head, closes his eyes for a second, and then kind of comes back to, and he's like, good. So Maestra is aware of the plan. Give me 1 second. So he knocks on the door and opens the door, and she stands up and says, students, we have quite the treat for you today. A surprise treat. Our headmaster here has brought us some guests. Now steps in, kind of steps off to the left-hand side and lets you 3 kind of walk in. As he says, yes, students, we have a surprise for you today. And some of you I know are looking into the adventurer life post-studies. And we have been greeted by 3 of the best, made their travels from Redvant through the border forest to be with you today to talk to you about any questions you might have about what's the life of an adventurer like once you've finished your studies. If you apply yourself well, what you could become. So be kind to them, ask anything away, but don't be rude, remember. And if you have any further questions, the Grandmaster Librarian will handle proceedings. He's like, I shall leave you to it now. And he looks at you guys and goes, good luck. Kind of steps back, closes the door. As Maestra Limonara kind of, she's like, please come in. We were just discussing things that no longer matter. Now you are here. Come and take a seat. And she kind of like shuffles over. As you move around, you can see they're all like scooting chairs around and sit down. And you can see there's probably about 10 of different ages. I'd say they're not children. They're like young adults. This will take a mix. You can see this has got the air of a school that takes. Would you be able to pick it up? Yeah, I think with enough. The age range is weird, so it's not like traditional school years. Vaughn, it would remind you a lot, and actually probably Faywin, you would have definitely had this experience where some kids have obviously come through like some kind of scholarship, so there's some aptitude, something's been found from somewhere, they've been pulled in. Other kids are just rich kids, so like money pays, benefactors of a new school. So Fabian, you definitely would have been in certain areas where like kids were just like younger than should have been, were imported into classes you were learning because they got a real rich daddy who was just like, put them in that class, I don't care. Like the classes, it doesn't have to be age range, put them in what I can afford to put them in. So you do get this weird mix of like, if they're really young, they're probably benefactors of some school or something has happened that enables this kid to be there. So you get this real weird range where some of them are young adults, some of them are like probably skeg and younger, like late 17, 18, and some of them are down to like 10 or 11. No babies. No magical babies floating around. But yeah, they can all read and write, but you get this weird mix. As she asks you to come and sit down. So, would you like to take questions, or would you like to, I suppose, introduce yourself? We don't need to do full introductions, but if you would like to do something to help your DCs for questioning, then please explain what you would like to do, and I'll give you a chance to get some rolls out. And then again, remember, DCs will come down the better the explanations. You can just do like a story. You can use, this is a magical school, right? So effective uses, I mean, please don't burn down the school, but good uses of magic that aren't fireball on the kids will help with the DCs as well. So you can help yourself by impressing them in certain ways. It doesn't have to be just a skill check. You can use items or magic or whatever you like.
I was looking at my shard to see if I could roll for a bend luck, and then realised that it could also cause a fireball, so I'm not going to do that.
Zaga will introduce himself and tell them all that he's come from the island of Draka, far in the north, on a personal quest and met up with these other adventurers. And on their adventuring, they have had to use magic on many occasions, including many dangerous battles, including one with the deadly tree ant that appeared out of nowhere. He will describe this battle, not entirely truthfully. He will describe it with him swashbuckling with his sword, but also using magic to defeat this tree ant almost single-handedly. He will demonstrate this in his performance by casting mirror image, so there are 4 of him dancing around, swinging swords.
Yep.
And is there anything he would cap it off with? He may also cast the cantrip Green Flame Blade to make his swords flaming green while he does this.
Nice. Ooh.
And then to finish it off, he's going to go for something extra special.
Yep.
He's going to. How big is this room?
Probably like 20 foot across, 40 foot long.
He's going to ask everybody to step back about 20 feet.
Yeah.
He's going to put his hand to his head, do something the others haven't seen him do before. He's going to channel his inner dragon, cast dragon's breath on himself.
Nice. You could do it up because it's a 2-story height. So like you're in like an atrium building. So if you wanted, you could fire breathe.
Yeah,
you could fire breathe up rather than
And he's not going to fire breathe. He's going to breathe ice.
Oh, ice. Ooh, nice.
Up into the air, and that is his 2 fucking level 2 spell slots.
Nice. Cool.
And he's going to say he finished the tree off with his magical dragon ice breath.
Yeah, as you fire it out, you just hear all this, all the ice as it forms in the air, falls down, as they all scoot out of the way as it slides across. If you can grab it and hold it like as it's ice there. Are you wanting to roll performance on top of that rather than a magic modifier?
Yeah, I'll roll a performance check. Is a 21.
21, nice. Yeah, that's well above DC. So yeah, you go into the story, you introduce yourself and go into the story straight away. These magical, the mirror image of the dragons, as they span out across, as everyone's like got now a good view of this kobold dancing around, and now they're obviously slightly bigger kobolds as well. And as you step into the middle to finish off with the ice, you see as you do it, you see like a slight move from the hand from the librarian, and then as ice comes out, she's like. I think maybe she thought there's going to be some fire. As it shatters and hits the ground, and she's like, "Very good, very good." You can see she presses once the kids grab a few of it, she cantrips prestidigitation to take away the ice and clear up the floor from all the water that was left. And she was like, "How impressive!" And you can see a few, like a lot of the kids are just like, "Whoa!" You can see a few of them looking and like trying. You can see a few of them, the older ones, trying to like process to be like, "Okay, what was that like? What were the spells? How does it like? What levels were they?" There's definitely like a thing in there of like, I can cast level 2 spells. You can only cast cantrips. Says they're trying to work out the intricacies of what you've done.
Yeah, and after Zaga's performance, he'll turn around to the other 2 and say, "Stop that!"
I was literally about to say.
Nice.
Can I ask a question about my Kadir bow?
Yep.
So I've got spell absorption.
Yep.
Could I want to show them that, but without actually then attacking them back. Like, yeah, attack me, and then I'll throw it back. I don't know if it worked with like a healing spell or something.
I could Eldritch Blast it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could like joint. You could joint do it to roll 1 check at advantage. If you wanna together like Eldritch Blast, Dark Energy, you catch it in the bow and fight. And then I don't know if there's something you want to throw up for her to like bow out of the air. You wanna
maybe throw the book, Otter. What do you think?
You're gonna die.
And all the kids die in inky blackness. Up to you.
It's really that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to summon John.
Nice. You could shoot John.
And
which sounds
I'd like
mean,
John. I could shoot John, but that would go against everything that I enjoy in life.
But if you shoot at something and I get to roll for it, you could elect with John that he could just take it.
Let's do that then.
Cool.
And then I'll resummon him so they know he's not really dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the smaller
Nice.
kids in the class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he can when John does it, can he take a bow? And he puts one wing to his chest and bows.
Nice. Okay, cool. So Otter kind of stepping out, because Otter, there's definitely an intimidation piece in there as like the pirate stepping out.
I also cast Shadow of Moyle.
Nice. So you start, and that has like an ethereal thing around you, right?
It's flame-like shadows wreathe my body,
Yeah.
and I become heavily obscured to anyone viewing me.
Oh, nice. So, yeah, you step out. As you step out, you just start to disappear in shadow. They were like, whoa, and they like step back to give you a nice like part in either way. So as Faerun stands at the front, you walk through as they all split back. John, you then summon John as John appears. Which bird is John today?
John is going to be. Do they have a bird as their crest or anything?
No. They don't. I don't know what a crest is, but it's not a bird.
That's a shame. I think. Oh, do I want a swan or?
Is something you're
I'll
going to
go
shoot
with
out
a
the air?
raven.
Okay.
A raven.
Yeah. Swan
Like maybe a raven claw.
Swan's like, you fucking shoot out the air. It's like, did you just shoot a fat bird out the air? Raven would be good. Cool. So yeah, some of the spectral John as they're like, whoa, as they're like, kids are now split backwards and forwards trying to work out what the hell is going on. As the pirates go on one way, you are stood at the front with your bow drawn. John appears and you send him up into the air. As Otter, you fire the Eldritch Blast towards Faerun. You catch it on your bow and release that energy up. So the kids just see this like purple, smoky force belt that fires across. You even see the librarian again is a bit like, what the hell are you guys doing? As you fire it towards Faerun. Faerun, you, I think for the first time, use the ability.
No.
Have you used it before? Oh, okay. Catch the energy as it infuses through the bow, kind of fires back through the arrow as you let go. As the raven John gets hit with the bow, falls down and lands next to Otter, as he is now in full smoky, foggy form. As it's kind of like a look away, look back, and all of a sudden he's like this ghostly appearance. As the kids are like. They start clapping before you've rolled. So with advantage, or you can roll separately. So you can roll intimidation, Otter, and then Faerun. You can roll performance if you want, or you can roll an attack if you think that is going to be better suited for you. Or one of you can roll with advantage.
Do you want to be advantage, or I can roll an attack? I'm not going to do performance.
I've rolled for intimidation, so it's whether you want to do one for yourself or.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do an attack to hit.
Yep.
I got 25 from intimidation.
Nice. Yep.
I beg. 28 to hit.
Nice. Yeah, you guys smashed. So yeah, you had this tale of killing this tree beast, the ice that fires down before, and then this kind of almost like jump scare for these kids as the pirate walks away, starts to slowly form, fires the bolt towards Faerun, meaning all their attention goes back to you, Faerun. You catch, fire, kill the kill the raven, and as John falls to the ground, they just look up, and Otter, you're now in that full form of just this like eyes just peering through as they shit their pants. The ones close to you scoot back like shit in their pants as the kneel.
So I kind of still stick my arm through the wreath flower. Flames, and I summon my pack blade in my hand.
Nice. I think with that would you then drop the form as the performance finishes, or are you going to continue to try and scale them?
Well, I'll continue trying to get them.
I pick up
That
John
choice.
and I bring him back for a spell slot,
Some-
and he takes his bow.
Okay. John does that. Some of them, with Otter as that ghostly form, still with a weapon in hand, are scared. So there was a lot of performance enjoyment there. Still quite a lot of fear rolling for the pirate as he stays in scary form. But with those rolls, with those forms, very good. Oh, you left it for too long now. I'll give you a choice.
No. I'm still doing it. I'm just chuckling to myself.
Oh, yeah, you're just at the back scaring the little children. It's like, when the clown comes out, it's like, you went too hard, man. It's just the performance. They're just kids.
They're gonna learn sometime.
As the librarian tries to get them back and forth, a few of them, like the younger ones, flock to her for like protection, as you understood, as a fiery, smoky ball.
He can't save you.
To Zagor, I'm like, I don't think that was half bad.
25's not bad. Yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, as she the librarian tries to get them back, the kids back on. Like, well, that was. I mean, when I said introductions, I wasn't quite sure that's what I meant, but you can see that these are quite capable adventurous children. So, any questions, then please make your way and ask. And then they just kind of scatter around something. I think I would say not many are going to run up towards you, Bern.
I've dropped it now.
Okay. Either way,
I've scared them. I've dropped
somebody, so, like the younger ones, go nowhere near you. They're flocking way more to the other guys. As maybe one or two kind of float your way, just to kind of give you an eye. Ones that are a bit more interested in, I suppose, like the older kids. One or two that might make your way there, but essentially they're just all going to flock to you just to have a chat and ask you general questions. Your checks were way up and above what they needed to be, so you will just say that they're asking you simple stuff you can ask. You can flamboyance where you want, but you have a few different children, students around for you to start subliminally asking certain questions of. So I suppose, what is your list of are there certain students you're looking for? Or are there certain questions you just want to ask to a group? I'm happy to run it either which way. I don't want to have to roleplay 15 different students. So we'll find a middle ground.
I was going to ask for their individual names.
Yeah, I'm going to start this up now. You start doing that, it ain't going to work. We'll do some, but what do you want to find out from them? This is like the shopping thing. Like, what do you want? What have you got? It's like, I'm not reading out a whole magical item list.
Zagor will start off probing with something along the lines of, obviously, learning magic is quite a difficult endeavor.
Yep.
Are there any people in your class that maybe couldn't hack it and had to leave?
Oh, okay. You get one of like a couple of the.
Can I do a perception check? Sorry, while he's asking that, to see if there's any reaction from kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no point 13.
Oh, okay. I mean, they're only kids. They're not great at lying. You can see when you ask. At first, you can see a few of them get excited, and when they're like hack it and have to leave, they're a bit like confused. One of the younger elves or elves, half elf boys, a little boy called Enovar, says, Horatio was the best here, and he was helping some of us, but he isn't here anymore. So I don't know if that's because he just got so good that he just left and became a real magic user, or because, but definitely because he couldn't hack it, because he was the best.
I was like, I will have to go amulet.
The best, eh? What kind of stuff could he do?
He could do anything we wanted him to do. He was doing, well, I mean, he kept putting some of us to sleep as a joke.
Oh, okay, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this one time he, they were all mucking around, and he made fire fall over because he did grease on the floor, and we slipped over.
Wow, that is cool. Could he do this? Then I use my hat to change my what's the word I'm looking for?
Appearance.
Yeah.
To that of a halfling.
Nice. They go, whoa. I mean, he never did it with us, but maybe he could be a halfling. I don't know.
And then I do it again, and I'm a dwarf.
He goes, whoa. And then they're like, are you? You see one of the guys, a slightly older one, has been watching from the back, leans over and just flicks the hat off your head. As you turn around, there's this half-orc, young, like Skeg, but bigger. What Skeg should have been, much bigger. And he goes, it's all in the hat. Come on, kids. This is cheap magic. As your appearance drops from the dwarf back to you.
And as he does that, I'll cast Hold Person on him.
Cool.
Is a wisdom saving throw for the young wizard.
Yeah, I'm not going to run for a child. You just hold person and child. Cool.
I say, is that cheap?
You see,
Horatio do that?
as you do that, you feel a dispel magic come your way from the librarian, and she says, "Now, we all like a show of display, but let's keep it civil. We're in the library after all." As you
No
hold
harm
it,
meant, just showing the kids that it's not all cheap hat tricks.
Oh, so you think you're coming in here as adventurers, think you're all great, we'll do some spells on some students, or you're hard?
Feel free to take your best shot.
Oh. He looks over to the Grand Maester. She looks back, and he's like,
I give the teacher a nod.
Yeah. He's like, "What, you trying to get me kicked out now?" Yeah.
No. I did it to you. It's all fair.
Yeah, we've seen this trick before. And he turns around and starts walking off.
Anybody else? I'm open.
You're just offering out kids in a fucking school. What's wrong with you? You're just an answer.
One.
It's almost like this wasn't a good idea.
Just one. Just showing off magic again.
Uh-huh.
Just again, another case of could your top wizard do this? Because I'm just going to counter spell whatever they do.
You're hard. Little kid tries to put a fucking charm person on you. Suck it, 5-year-old! Your charm person didn't work! I'm no, you're shit!
Zach's just got a complex because they're all taller than him.
They actually probably are. No, but yeah, the other one walks off. You can see he makes his way over and he makes eye contact with this deep blue tiefling who is sat leaning, just staring at you, Otter. Like leaning back on the side, just not moving, just doing that, like doing a very annoying young person thing of, I'm just going to stare at you, I'm not going to say anything. It's kind of like a staring contest. I just want to see what you react to. You've done your little glowy thing. I'm just going to stare back at you and see what happens.
Telepathically to Zaga, I want to make a note. Do I see the blue tiefling staring at Otto as well?
Yeah, as this guy walked, as this half orc kind of walked off, he walks towards that kid's direction. So you can see Otto, as Otto stood there, this tiefling just sat looking at it. Rest of them, like, there's a few other stuff. They're asking you questions. So as this is happening, you would have been asking other questions. Zaga, as you then said, someone else could go. One or two of the kids would have definitely tried to cast some silly, like, low-level spells at you. But then you see the librarian is definitely concentrating on trying to stop the kids casting spells in the library at Zaga. She's like, fuck. Stop it. It's not okay.
So telepathically, just
Zaga will
Zaga...
entertain these kids, the smaller ones.
Oh, yeah. Most of them are trying to cast sleep on you. Which is never going to work. Yeah. You've got way too many hit points. It's never going to work.
I just want to make a note to Zaga and Otter individually, telepathically, to keep an eye on Blue Tiefling and the kid that's just walked off. Because I feel like it's more than teenage angst.
Zaga will continue entertaining the group, hoping that maybe one of the others will do something with those other kids. Not that he can respond to favour.
Yep, nice.
No, Otter notices him staring. And while he keeps on staring back at the kid, he'll walk up to him. Right. You got something to say?
Just stares back at you.
Mute, huh? Is the orc there, or the half orc?
Yeah, he's within earshot.
You seem to have a bit of attitude on you there with that hat. You're not having fun at the school.
I'm having loads of fun at the school. It's maybe not that impressed by hats that can do magical tricks. It's not clown college.
I get you there. So, I heard one of those kids say something about this Horatio who left. What was he like?
You as he says that, you see both. You see him kind of look back at you like, what do you know about Horatio?
Just know that he'd left the school. I just wondering whether it's because he couldn't hack it or he felt he was too good for it.
couldn't hack it. He maybe he was just done with it. Maybe done with all these silly little games, the little low-level hats that do magic.
I get it. I mean, they are pretty basic magic. I guess he wanted more out of the school. Is that right? Something a bit more fireball-esque, shall we say?
Fireball. No, he just wanted, well, he just wanted what we all want, to learn more. Don't be locked behind a gate, not be gate kept by these powerful teachers, only teaching us what we should learn rather than what we can learn.
I understand that. So if he's not here learning, where is Nelson all that is to learn? As far as I'm aware, this is the only wizard school around.
Or maybe he doesn't need a school.
You saying there's private lessons going on out there, or?
I'm not saying anything.
But you know you're friends with the guy, right?
Friends. I wouldn't say we're friends.
Okay. So, if it's not the school, how else would you learn?
You see the tiefling has that's like moved up close to you with that, like without your, like, he rolled a stealth check above your passive perception, like got up close as he's like in your ear, just goes, "How did you get your magic?" It's like, fucking hell.
I was born with my magic.
Well, maybe we can all be born with magic.
So you were born with magic too? And what were you doing in the school if you were born with magic?
We can't all go running around scaring children with our smoky clouds. Some of us want to learn.
Why not? It's quite fun, really.
He looks back to the orc and goes, "These guys are jokers." Just gets up, starts walking. He walks towards the orc as they walk back towards the grand librarian. Go to kind of like leave a conversation with you.
Little teenagers think they know everything.
Is Zaga still getting the kids to misbehave?
Yeah, I think at this point, Maestra has just said to you, she like would have just sent a message spell to you, be like, just don't hurt them. So there is the equivalent of like a play pit opened up, grease spells going off, sleet spells going off, feather falls going off to stop kids falling and hurt themselves, as they're all just firing first level spells. With the amount that they can do, it would be all over in about 2 or 3 minutes. So you obviously would have more. So yeah, you can do whatever, as like all these kids are coming in, and then you see a few of the slightly like older ones that were just like, this is childish, and now like, all right, let's see. So you pretty much have the attention of a lot of the children here and the librarian as these first level spells have just been fired off by these kids.
As we're doing it, I'll just towards the one that was being all cocky before about his mate Horatio. I'll say, so you said your friend Horatio before was helping you all as he fires off a little silly spell.
Yeah, you can have him like in a noogie.
Was he doing it here at the school, or did you go outside and get some extra help?
No, here in the school where we do magic.
Okay, and did he ever mention any places outside that he liked?
No, he just and you can see he's like trying to think. He's like, no, he just really liked the school. There's only a few of us that he helped.
Who was his best friend?
I think I was his best
I'm avoiding
friend.
the teenagers, by the way, because they scare me even in this game.
I think I was his best friend. And then you hear one of the other half elves. She goes, "No, I was his best friend."
Ah, so there were a number of best friends. How many of you was he helping?
And as you look across the like young ones that they're like 2 or 3 of them put their hands up.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And everybody's
Well, that sure is nice of him. I hope if you see him outside, you'll say thank you.
"Oh yeah, well he'll be back soon, hopefully."
Oh, really? Did he say he was coming back?
No, but he wouldn't leave us just here. He's going to come and help us. He said that he said I was like his little brother.
Hmm.
He said that he cast sleep on them, right?
Yeah.
When, he said that he was doing jokes with you and he was making you go to sleep for fun.
Mm-hmm.
When was he doing that? Like at night time or just
No.
while you were in lessons? Or
Yeah, just when we had time, when we were just studying or mucking around.
Oh.
Nice. Did he ever mention any friends from outside of the school?
No, I don't think he had any friends. And then you did get 20s. The young girl goes, no, he doesn't even have a mummy and daddy.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, thanks for your time, kids. I hope you've had fun.
You hear him like, oh, and they all are out of spell slots now. Bzz, bzz. They'll try. Nothing's coming out. I mean, there's enough grease on the floor now.
You mean they're shooting like... Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
They're children. Stop picking on children. They've all got feather fall, so you can just like launch them in the air and they just slowly come down.
I was going to cast Hypnotic Pattern them all to get them to calm down.
Wow. They would puke everywhere. Don't do confusion magic on them. Yeah. So you guys are there. But yeah, the two older ones kind of they've gone. They have to still be within the room, but they weren't impressed. Not impressed by your acts.
As everything is calming down and we're going to leave, I was just whispered to the other two, is it worth following those two?
They definitely know Horatio, and they know what he's doing.
And they had attitude, so they must know something.
What did they say about him?
Just that he was sick of being in the school and its low-level magic. I asked, well, where else has he learned to learn magic? Didn't get much of an answer, but it was pretty obvious.
One of the kids said he had no parents. Is there an orphanage here if I win?
So roll a history check to remember if there's an orphanage.
Yeah, I don't think you would.
Do we know how old Horatio is, roughly?
Yeah, he's like 18, about probably be at the same age as those kids.
I might have done some charity work for the orphanage.
You definitely do charity work, you brat. Yeah. No. You would know there are orphanages, but yeah, the kids. It does happen. So where they would be, I don't know. You would exactly know, but yeah, you know that there are orphanages.
I could easily find out sort of thing.
Yeah. I mean, knowing that, there's information on the information on the kids the school have. Obviously, some of them it's wrong for, but there's certain information that they will have on certain children.
Can't see an 18-year-old being at an orphanage.
He might have lost his parents younger. That might have been the thing that sent him off the rails. We don't know.
No, quite possibly, but it's not going to help us now.
You're not going to be homeless enrolled in a magic school, are you?
No, probably not.
Unless somebody found him and he was gifted and talented. There might be something in the notes about someone that referred him to the school or something. Maybe we can ask
Probably
their
that
teacher.
dark magic guy, I'm sure.
Interesting. I wonder how the others are getting on looking at the spell scroll place.
Cutscene.
Arthur's just breakdancing and Fon's got his head in his hands. Nice. So you guys, do we want to take a quick?
Like an Australian?
Do we want to take a peep? Oh fucking hell! I've seen her response to that. That is calamitous as well. Do we want to take a pee break here?
Yeah.
Yeah. See you as well, and then we'll come back for
That was a
you
lovely
guys.
segue.
It was good. It was a good set. I know. I just thought it's
Very well set up.
yeah, it was set up. Good. It's well set up. We'll. It makes sense to do a little pee break here, and then be back to pick up where you guys are. Back downstairs, Professor Philandry Windwhisper, the one that is looking after looked after Horatio and is looking after the dissection of the Mind Flayer, takes you downstairs. So through a door that looks like it just goes into an office, but goes to a like kind of opposite where the lock was placed on the laboratory. Spiral staircase that goes down to a underground, like basement floor. Very similar layout, not much bigger than you can guess than the size of the house, but you can see a whole load of rooms down here. A lot more of them, as she walks through and explains, are more admin based rather than teaching. There's some rooms down here that they use because they are more safe, reinforced rooms and the like, but they don't tend to use them as much. They try not to teach too much dangerous magic too early on before people could handle it. As then she kind of goes through, and you go through a locked door, which she has a key for, and then you can see that she dispels a magic on an arcane secondary door. So it's like a bit like a gun cage. So you have like an initial door, which is unlabeled. Then you go into this like small holding room. There's another door, which has a magical lock to it, arcane lock, which she removes, and then you make your way into what is like just a very small drawing room. You can see within the middle there is a large pedestal. It looks a lot like the decor and stuff. Looks a lot like the guy's shop you went to, the tomes and things shop. His back room, like an area for laying out laying out scrolls. And you can see that there is scroll paper and different types of ink all laid up within locked cupboards on one side, and then there are locked cupboards in the front around, and she kind of explains this is where they kept the locks on these ones aren't as good. They're just like more basic locks, and she explains that kind of if you get into this room, you're in this room already, so the locks they didn't think the locks needed to be that good. They've added some additional locks to the finished spell scrolls, and she opens up one of the cages, and you can see that like laid out there's some like almost like buckets of lower level spells, cantrip type spells at the bottom, and then as it goes up the runs, you can see that there's areas for higher level spells. All in all, in here there's only probably about 20 spells. It's not like it's like hundreds of spells and they're just sitting away. And as she's kind of going through and explaining to you how it works, they kind of test different ones out. They use a lot of them for training, so a lot of the spells they keep are first level, so cantrip level, first level, maybe a bit of second, occasionally third, and then they were working on these higher level ones to see if they could how high can they go with spell level. So they were testing how high they can actually transmute magic onto paper and have it hold and have it be usable. So there was a bit of testing going on. Some of the stuff they were doing as kind of like teachers was around, can we get spells onto scrolls? Can we give them to non-spellcasters? Can we get them to work? How high can we go? So they're quite happy at cantrip level and probably up to like third level. They're probably getting happy with. These ones they tried at a much higher level, and it was unfortunate that they were the ones that were at that time. Those were the ones that were stolen. So that's kind of the backstory you get as she's walking you down, walking you through, undoing all locks, getting you in, kind of locking it behind you, and shows you you're in this small writing room where the spell scrolls are actually kind of written out.
So how... I'm asking this loud. So how would he have got access to this?
Very good question.
Given the security we've walked through.
Mm-hmm. Security is good. I mean, part of this area was the secrecy of it. So even knowing about it would have been interesting. But Horatio was incredibly gifted and maybe a little bit estimated by the staff here. He would have had to have hold of a key to get in through the first lock. The second lock is an arcane lock. Which for common folk trying to break in is completely fine, but for someone of magical ability, again, isn't the highest standard. A series of failures have happened for this to have occurred.
Are we sure he did it? It seems like a silly question at this stage, I mean, given everything that's been said, but this seems far outside the realms of a student to do. And after I say that, I look at Von Van, looking to see if he's proud of me for asking normal questions.
Gave him a nod of approval.
You're proud of me, Dad. Horatio was incredibly talented and had a thirst for the knowledge.
Gold?
No, knowledge and spell power which really was his driving force in becoming as adept as he was. He had inquired as to high-level spells and ability to get hold of them, and Renario is quite keen that at this stage that we are not embarking on a journey to teach any spells or dictate any spells to a higher level, especially to students, until we have a better grasp of essentially what the powers could be, what could be the outcome. Whilst we are benefactors of the Commonwealth, we have to abide by rules. But Horatio, like I say, the timing of him disappearing and the spells disappearing and his inquiries around obtaining more power kind of point all in one direction.
So, since he's left, I'm assuming there's been no more scrolls gone missing.
No more scrolls have gone missing, nor have we created any newer scrolls, or any new scrolls have been scribed.
How easy do you think it could be for these scrolls that he has taken to be replicated?
You can see she goes to almost answer straight away, and then kind of has to check herself to be like, I would say almost impossible, but again, in light of things that are happening, highly improbable. A very powerful magic user would have to have hold of these scrolls. Again, in light of what's happening, there's nothing to say that is not possible.
Well, personally, do you think Horatio was taking these scrolls for himself, or do you believe that there is another puppet master involved here?
You can see she kind of thinks in it. She's like, Horatio was never bad. He was never a bad seed. Never. He was just incredibly curious and had a thirst for knowledge. Could he have been used by somebody else? Potentially. I think he had. There was a reason he wanted more power, and rather than asking questions about why that might be, I think, and myself were maybe a little blindsided by this. I just wanted to nurture his growth. So I don't think we really stopped to ask why.
I mean, when you refused to teach him the higher level magic, how did he react to that? Did he get angry, or did he just kind of seem disappointed?
Yes, I referred him to Renario to question, to petition kind of for when we would be ready to open up more learning, and him and Renario had a bit of a backwards and forwards on it. He was not happy, to say the least. Had we not been the only place for him picking up knowledge, I think he might have left there and then. But yes, he wasn't happy about it.
Like the detective I am, I'm going to have a round if that's okay.
Of what, sorry?
As the detective I am, I'm going to have a look around if that's okay.
Yeah, what do you want to look around for?
So I want to see if there's like any signs. What do I want to look for? I didn't think this much through. I'm saying this all aloud. Didn't really think this through. I just was told I was a detective now. So, come back to me.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I'm happy to ask questions, but yeah, if we need anything from the room, we should do it whilst we're here. Otherwise, we can take a conversation elsewhere.
One more question before I look around. When you came down here and discovered the scrolls had gone.
Yep.
What state was the magical seal on the door? Was it wide open? Was the door sealed back up, or?
Yes, all of the incantations have been replaced. So the arcane lock was back in place, and the door itself, the front door itself, had been locked.
I want to look for a secret passage. I say aloud,
Cool.
like
Roll
a eureka
investigation
moment,
check.
my finger in the air.
Roll a thingy. Investigation check.
So I want to look for, just to clarify what I want to look for. I want to look for like pieces in the wall that look kind of slightly different or slightly out of place, where the stones aren't completely flush.
Yeah.
That is, with my -1 to investigation, a 13.
13. No, I would say as you go around, as you're feeling around, as you're kind of having this conversation with Vaughn, the professor's kind of looking after feeling around for gaps. You don't find any areas. The room itself is super small. So like, there's the cabinets in there. There's the main writing store. Other than that, like the room itself is probably in like 10 by 10. So as you three are in there, it's kind of pretty cramped anyway. With all the bits are on the walls. So as you're feeling around, it seems like it's a pretty well sealed. And she kind of says to you, this room it has been selected for the thickness of its walls. We're aware of certain magical spells that enable people to pass through things. So we have been a little more careful. On your question, Vaughn, roll
There goes my next plan.
roll a Arcana check.
So that's 20.
Ooh, cheeky. That's annoying because I was just gonna like hint at stuff, but now I kind of feel like I've just got with her going through like the arcade, like okay, if he's got in and got out, like this is like a Houdini type. If he hasn't, there's no secret passages in and out. How have you got in and out? You know, you remember. Let me just double check. You know that if the arcane lock, because the druid house would be full of arcane locks, right? And as young druids coming in, there would have been times when like they were trying to find ways of getting around things with a nat 20. You know that an arcane lock can't be dispelled and then re-put on with the same password. Because if you knew the password, you just would get in with that password. So if the arcane lock had been dispelled and then recast, it would have needed a new passcode, which would have been different. So they wouldn't have been able to get in back with it. With a nat 20, you remember that someone found in the druid school a way of getting around an arcane lock for a short period of time, which was casting the knock spell. So the knock spell unlocks doors and unlocks arcane locks for 10 minutes before reapplying the same lock. So if someone had access to a knock spell, they could easily have unlocked an arcane lock if they were quick and got out, and the arcane lock would then close back in place like nothing had ever happened.
So you say the door, you still use the same password to get through?
Yeah, and the arcane lock password is held by the 3 or 4 of us in the teacher's suite. Is not known by more than, even not all of the professors have access because of what is being held here.
What sort of level spells did you teach up to?
We kept it. Yeah, we kept it at the lowest, the lower levels. I think Horatio was kind of mastered at the second level, and we were getting ready to kind of start getting into some of the less powerful, like 30 higher level spells, things like haste and speed spells, but nothing of danger. But yeah, he was quite capable at the first level, second level.
Would he have known the knock spell?
I mean, as you can see, she's like the like fear in her face of just being like, there, potentially, but there. Oh. The knock spell is not a spell that we teach, but is a spell that he potentially could have had access to. But we would have heard the knock spell, and then she's going through. She's like, unless, depending on when. I mean, people aren't here all of the time.
Because I mean, going back to my old days during Druid school, some people managed to find ways around these sort of locks temporarily, of course, but I know that was one way around. So he could have got in and out, and the fact that the password had not changed on the lock.
Yes. I'm rather embarrassing, but yes, I mean that's definitely secrecy was the main port of call for this room, rather than arcane means. So that does check out.
Could he have had an inside man, or woman, or could it have been an inside job?
I mean, the only looking at the rest of the we are also invested in what is going on with the school, that I can't see any of the faculty wanting to see the school fail in such a way as to let this happen. So I would say improbable, but not impossible. But you'd have to speak to Renariel. He is. He is.
So you suspect Renariel? Okay, that's noted. And I pretend to write on a little notebook, even though I don't have a little notebook.
Is there any other tutors that started fairly recently around the sort of time where Ratio showed this increased interest in learning more powerful spells?
No, she thinks back. She's like, no, we recently So recently there was we had the head of alchemy studies join, a young alchemist named Dorian, but it was not at the same time, and Horatio has always shown the passion for gaining knowledge and additional power. His drive was always there to become the best magical student he could be.
So where the scrolls were they all locked before, or were they
just with like mundane locks? No, they weren't. Sorry, now they've got mundane locks on.
Okay, so they were just open.
They were in a cabinet that you could open and take out. Yeah.
What I'd want to look for. I investigated the cabinet, but
investigate the cabinet.
I'm just trying to think of what I'd actually be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I can just do like a. Yeah, I don't really know what I'd look for actually. Let's do like a general investigation on the cabinet and see if I can. I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, you won't get as much, but yeah, he might give you something. I mean, just roll that 20 again, right?
That is that's an 11.
11. Now you go as you go through. Okay, cool. As you go and look at the cabinet, just look, and she said, Professor points out, she's like, look, this is where the high level spell scrolls were. This is the back. We know some of the lower level ones have been taken, but yeah, with 11, you can go through them, but they're a lot of them are just like first level. Lots of different like first and second level spells. With 11, like going through, she kind of runs through a list of them. With 11, yeah, 11 is such a weird number because 10's okay. You got before the link to Galen, so a lot of the ones she's going through, a few of the ones you put in, that she's going through, again, just remind you of like the sort of stuff that Galen was trying to flog you in Redvant, when he was one that linked you to Dark Magic, Jim Dark Magic.
Is one of the ones missing in the fireball spell?
No.
Okay. So have I used one of these scrolls?
Use the spell scroll? Not one of the ones that they've got in here is missing anyway. No. As she goes through, yeah, they essentially they know the 2 high level ones have gone, and then a few low level ones is what they've told you.
Okay, so it's literally just a desk, the cabinet, pretty small room.
Yeah.
What's the floor? I mean, I guess we know what it is. It's by that it's probably broke through with the knock spell. So
Yeah. I would say you're pretty sure that's how they've got in.
Okay, so is for the other door the key? Is there a key missing for that door? Who has access to those keys generally?
Well, I mean, the keys are with all of the individual staff. How well we all look after our keys is another matter. But the key itself is part of one of a chain. I think they could have been copied easily, but then again, if a knock spell is in play, a simple lock is no problem there.
Yes, true.
Can I try dusting for prints?
Yeah. Have you got
No.
dusting thing? No. How do you?
I just mimic doing it with the brush.
Okay, nice. Gee.
And every now and then I tip my non-existent hat.
Nice.
I'm getting into character.
Don't
I'm still
forget
wearing
to
this
take,
outlandish suit and no armor.
Don't forget to take Bonbon's fingerprints so you can rule out cross-contamination.
Yep.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have this thought in my head. It's almost like someone cast sending on.
Yeah. You as you start mimicking dusting for prints and then grab Von's hand, the professor's like, I think we're done in this room. Shall we move?
Yeah, I mean, we know. I feel like we know the way he got in here now.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're not teaching that spell here, we need to work out where he's learning that spell from.
Well, I mean, it's not to say it's not part of the standard curriculum, but once you start exploring components and spells, we do. I mean, the library is full of books to enable more learning. It's not to say that someone might not have. We won't always be, like I say, we're still finding our feet and learning which spells where to limit. A catalogue of errors have happened here with this case, but the knock spell would not be one that we would necessarily worry so much about, other than, as we always do, is preaching the appropriate use of spells and magic. One of our biggest issues is making sure that we are training the right people so they go out and use spells in an appropriate manner, not to open locks and steal things, obviously. It's quite the minefield.
Yes.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Mm-hmm. Okay, get out of this room now.
Should we head back up to the others?
Of course. Our work here is done. As we're leaving, I said to one fan, I think I might start doing voices. I think this is going to become my new thing.
Fantastic.
I'm already quite experienced at it. Do you remember when we did this one? Oh no, not that one. That's a new one.
Okay, hurry up, please, upstairs. Nice.
I know, leave.
You guys, she's just ushering you out. Please come. Back to the rest of you in the room. The kids are out of spell slots now. Prestidigitation is being cast to clean up all the grease and all the ice and everything else that's been thrown around. The Grand Librarian is having a word with the children that this was a one-off and they should not be just casting grease in the library. This was a special occasion. This was not normal, and they should not. And she's really labouring the point with some of these younger ones, as they seem to have had a very good time. They're still there. If questions,
behind her, mimicking that they should in fact cast grease whenever possible.
Oh, you're about to get kicked out of the school again. Can she? What was that? Power word kill. Yeah, she will. be adamant with the children. This is a very powerful old lady as well. As you get a few giggles, she'll definitely shoot you a look as a few giggles come out from the kids.
As soon as she turns around, Zaga stops his mimicking in that really suspicious, guilty way that people do.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, you are in the library as the rest of you are brought up, and the professor will bring the two of you to the library. Kind of open the door, check there's no Renaro, but sees you are there and kind of says, "I will leave you with your fellow friends and go and let Renaro know that we are finished downstairs."
Should we step outside a minute, guy?
Sure.
And when we get outside and the door closed, Zaga saying, "Well, those two were really fucking suspicious."
Agree.
Yeah, they definitely know what's going on.
And describe them to the two others. What did you guys find?
I imagine there's like a little peek hole where the two doors have come together where you open it, and there's like all of you just looking through, like at the back there, those two. There's like grown adults peering these teenagers, like, don't look in their eyes. They're teenagers.
Shit, you're looking this way.
Art's got his pipe in his mouth now, and he's twirling his moustache as he goes. It was a most confusing. No, it was confusing. I'm not quite sure. We didn't find anything.
Well, think we know the way he got in there.
When you say we, you mean you, right?
Arthur helped.
Yeah, I dusted for prints, and I checked if there was any secret walls, and I asked some good questions, didn't I?
You asked good questions. You did.
I'm growing up. It's like character development.
I pat Arthur on the back.
So he managed to get through the locks and the magical lock by using a knock spell, which is why there was no trace of entry.
That's a pretty loud spell.
Yes, so Falindra did say that he weren't here at all times, so he could very well have done it when people were not in the building. But again, maybe people in the surrounding area would have heard a loud bang, so maybe we should try and ask neighbours if they heard anything at all.
How long ago did these spell scrolls go missing?
I can't remember if they actually said who it was. It was like now would be about 4 or 5 days. It was like It was when you found about it. It was like a few days. They'd like done a few days of investigation, found nothing. You guys turned up, so you probably saying it's about 5 days ago now.
Okay, I was just checking. It's going to be neighbours are going to remember.
Oh yeah,
it's not like just 3 months ago or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I mean, yes, unless there's anything that could be done to muffle the sound. But I think maybe try the neighbours first, see if there was anything heard at, I guess, hours that people were not going to be in here.
Yeah,
so.
you could find out and like forget that. So you know the wording of the. So you're in a wizarding school, probably the best place to get decent information about what spells actually do. So you know that the spell when the spell is cast, a loud knock is audible from as far away as 300 feet. But it's just a loud knock. Should be asking people if 5 days ago they heard a loud knock.
Oh yeah, I mean, it would obviously be like a very late at night.
Could be, but yeah,
right.
yeah. But yeah, it's just
it's
again,
likely to be when no one's around.
It's loud, but you've got to it's not like he's like, oh, do you remember that car crash 5 days ago? It's like, hey, do you remember when there was a loud knock at the door 5 days ago? Or maybe.
I remember one of you guys did that thing that makes everybody really quiet in an area. Maybe if they had an accomplice.
Yeah, but if
But
they
you
leave,
can't cast any spells within silence, right?
not any verbal ones, but also if they move like 10 foot to the left, then they can just leave it. And also, I didn't prepare it for today because I wasn't expecting to use. I stand corrected. I always have it prepared because
Just in case.
Just in case Aga says too much.
In case the
and he's not
polymorph
smart
happens.
enough to realise that no one else can hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, so all I'm saying, with the wording you're looking at there, that's what you're going to be asking for, is a loud knock, as audible from 300 foot away.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get us very
Preempting
far.
them saying, oh, yeah, actually, no, I did hear something in the night. And you go, oh, did you just hear the knock? And they go, yeah. And you go, oh, shit, I didn't have a follow-up question. So what if someone says, yes, in the middle of the night, I heard a knock. I thought it was my door. It wasn't my door. And then your follow-up question is,
did you look out onto the streets and see anything suspicious happening?
Okay. As long as you're thinking of the follow-up question, because we can role play. I've got to make up a neighbour, and then you go, oh, I didn't think of what question 2 was. Yeah. So they did use a knock spell, which we definitely already know. So, like, what's the next?
It would be saying, like, did you see anyone on the streets?
As long as you thought about it.
Yes.
Was there anything else in the room that was suspicious?
Just Ada.
No, I mean, it just, it was just the scrolls that were missing. We couldn't see anything else around the room. It's a very small room. Like, there wasn't really much to go on.
I reckon it was an inside job.
How were they stored?
They were just in a cabinet. They've only just now started locking that cabinet on top of the other locks to get to that room. So at that time, once he was in there, it's easy picking. Did you find any information about him from the kids?
Yeah, he was helping a couple of the younger ones with their spells and stuff while he was here, but they didn't really seem to know much apart from apparently he didn't have any parents.
And they all thought he was his best friend, which was quite sad.
A couple of the older ones.
Arta.
A couple of the older ones are quite suspicious. They seem to know more than they let on.
I think he may have a couple of accomplices in there.
Well, at least people who know what he's up to, even if it didn't help him.
What did they say? That he was tired of learning the low-level crap?
Yeah. That's why he left.
Yeah, that's what we heard as well. He was asking questions about the higher level spells. I mean, they said he never seemed to really be a bad student. So there's definitely something else, someone else involved here.
I told
it
you
may
it's an
well be
inside
this
job.
dark.
It's an inside job. He's
Somebody
been convinced to do it because he's to lose.
Do we think this dark magic fella is the one that's been teasing him with higher level magic?
I think that may well be the case.
Maybe we could advertise teaching magic, high level magic, to people who can't afford to get into the school, perhaps. Draw them out.
Where are we going to advertise?
Well, I don't know. That's up to the Alps that live here. Well, I did live here. They'd know better.
I mean,
Seems like the kind of thing that you wouldn't really put in the local newspaper.
No, exactly. And being part of the Druid school here, I don't think it'd be looked upon very well in my case if I'm advertising teaching magic elsewhere.
I can do it.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest using your actual real name.
Yeah, we'll call it Pom Pom's Magic School.
Perfect plan.
Maybe Faven could forge us some more things.
Oh, if only I was good at that.
I mean, you say he had no parents, right? So should we ask Renorio some more about?
Well, I would assume that he has a. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mom. I would assume that he has a file, and I thought that perhaps even if, the kids don't just turn up on the doorstep here, or if they do, they would be left by somebody, so maybe he has more information on that.
Maybe we should check that out first, see if there's any lead from that.
Do you want me to start making a leaflet for your magic school? Or? I don't think that's really... I'm very creative. So it's not forgery, it's just making a pretty poster. Alright?
I think we can put a pin in that for now.
We can make a poster if you want. Our financial sounds.
I think we go find Renario again.
Mm-hmm.
Ask.
Sorry, I didn't.
No problem.
I was just going to ask, would Zaga remember the link between Galen and dark magic?
Yeah, I think whoever found out last time we said it was just a shared thing. The spell scroll piece, the last time you remember being sold spell scrolls was Galen. And then you remember Galen. That's how you got the dark magic link, was.
Yeah. Yes, how we are.
Remember.
That's why
The only link you've made between this and dark magic is the fact that Galen told you he was getting spell scrolls from someone called Jim Dark Magic in Allhearth, but didn't want to give up any more information about him because it was his secret source. And then when you've got here, you've heard that magic spells are going, so you've gone, okay, Jim Dark Magic, Horatio. That's
well, we also got the dark magic name from the bookseller guy, the one that's copying.
Yeah, I think you asked him about dark magic. So you know Jim Dark Magic as a person is in Allhearth. But yeah, you've already been joined, so you would essentially, the answer to your question is yes. The Galen link is how you got the name Jim Dark Magic, and you brought it to here and tested it, and you know he's in Allhearth. So yeah, I'm not saying you're on the wrong.
Use all my spell slots today. I'm going to cast sending again.
Yeah.
I'm going to send a message to
Raven.
Galen.
Yeah.
The message is going to be, "Hey Galen, it's your friend Zaga. Love the Kadir wand. What's it going to take for you to give me the location of dark magic in Allhearth? I'm here. I've got gold."
That's way more than 25 words.
I didn't count. On purpose.
Just remove all the connectives and just do. It's just basically here.
It's all one word.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Zaga
that'd
spoke
be-
that quickly.
Roll a. I mean, I don't think you dislike it.
It's like
roll
German.
a persuasion check.
All the words are combined.
Yeah.
Persuasion check? Okay.
Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
29.
29, nice. He will say,
Imagine he just tells us straight up exactly who it is and where he is. We could have saved all the time.
Imagine.
For the kid.
What, for 3,000 gold? Having a laugh, mate.
Yeah, no, I would have made it come through the hoops first.
Yeah, I've got to have some fun. Does anyone else do anything else? Let me think, because that is a very good roll, and I just need to think.
Yeah, think about it while we go see Renario.
Yeah, go see Renario. He definitely will come back. I just need to work out exactly what he would know and who he would say. Cool. So yeah, we'll pause. We'll say you do that, but Renario comes down and interrupts as he's been told you were done. So kind of he just grabs you in the hallway, ushers you into one of the empty classrooms, and it's just like, so how did we get on?
We think we have some leads.
We think we know how he got into the room.
Yes, I've
and
been
out
told.
again without. Yes. Which came to us. One of the other kids said that Horatio had no parents. Have you got any information on file when he joined? And,
yes.
I mean, did he just turn up and took him in?
No, he did have it's quite a kind of tragic story, really. He did have parents. He showed great gifts. Unfortunately, both his parents fell terminally ill not long apart, and he ended up in the care of other family members nearby, and was kind of dumped within schools and orphanages for a few years before we were alerted to his aptitude. We do a lot of work with the Commonwealth to ensure that the school isn't just a school for those that can afford it to come in. The use of magic and the way it's much like the Druids. We don't want our borders to be so narrow. This is the Commonwealth after all. We want to be open to all. So he was kind of pushed our way by one of the orphanages as someone that was showing great aptitude. But yes, we don't have much about his backstory other than what he had told us. But he was very closed-mouthed about that with myself and with any of the professors. And was a good student, but yes. I don't even know what the illness was that killed both his parents, but from what I understand, it was quick and a bit of a shock to him at such a young age.
Okay.
Tragic.
Yes, you don't. I mean. It happens, but yes, to lose two parents that quickly, we were hoping that we could give him a second chance, a chance to really put his aptitude into something, and as the professor I'm sure has explained, he was quite the student, with a real thirst for the more powerful. It was a shame.
You say he was referred by one of the orphanages. Do you remember which one?
Yeah, and he can give you the name of the orphanage. It will just be like the all boys orphanage for wayward youths. Classic orphanage.
Did anybody go there to investigate and look for him?
No. We hold like open kind of.
No, I meant after the scrolls were taken.
Oh, after the scrolls were taken. Yes, we did inquire in as to whether he'd been seen, but I think it wasn't a happy place for him, shall we say.
I see.
I'm assuming you don't know of any happy places he did have.
No, we are looking at ourselves with a little scrutiny after this event to realise that we maybe invest a little bit too much in the knowledge-based and less in the emotional basis with our students. But he had we checked the address for where he was staying, and that obviously was incorrect. And again, another oversight on our part that he wasn't staying with family members that he had marked down, but he must have been staying with someone somewhere fairly close. So we are fairly sure that he was based within the Scottish Crown. Yep, Scottish Crown.
Okay, well, we got some stuff to go on, I think. So we'll get back to what we do best: being highly competent adventurers.
I was waiting for you to finish that sentence before I agreed with you. I agree with you, Saka.
Nice. So yeah, you are still in school. You have access. Is there anything else you want to do whilst you were here?
Zagaroni wants to suggest that maybe it might be worth keeping an eye on those two teenagers.
Mm-hmm. You want to spy on children? Makes sense.
Fuck yeah.
Nice. So. Galen will say to you, 25 words. Good to hear from you. Glad you're enjoying the wand. And he goes, this will cost you one favor in the future. But go see my friend at the Enchanted Quill. Ask for your man, Dark Magic.
I can't respond, but yes,
Yeah.
that is good to go on. And I will relay this to the group, that we as a group now owe Galen a favour.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, it wouldn't just be Zagan.
Of course. The Enchanted Quill.
What do you know about it?
Beautiful upholstery inside.
What do you know about it that's useful?
I know the person that owns it.
You know them well?
No. Just off them. Any shop with quill in it. You can imagine I've been in many a time.
It's mainly a bookstore. So where it says magical books, but they're like very, very low level magical books, more like enchanted books.
On the surface, maybe.
On the surface, maybe, yeah.
So I relay that to them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love a book.
Well, my plan is to go there and drop Galen's name.
Yeah, bookstore sounds like the place to go.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Mm-hmm.
I love a book.
Yeah, one book.
Perfect. Do you know what you're doing with the kids? Nothing?
I mean, what time is it now? What time does school finish?
Yeah, it's like it's the middle of the morning, so you could wait until. You could also, I know I'm not leading, but you could definitely ask about the other kids to the school that's here to maybe get some more information.
We probably should quickly.
Yeah.
Not that I want to feed you, but you have forgot to ask about them. So you can wait by the school and stalk them later and hope you find them, which is a fun thing to roll for. But yeah, this is obviously, if part of the investigation, they will have information on all the children. But like you say, some of it's good, some of it's bad.
Let's ask about the tiefling, the orky boy, and also the little cute one that thought he was his big brother.
Just for general...
For general
as you ask,
knowledge. Also,
okay.
You just never know.
As
Do you have an interrogation room here?
You give...
We're not interrogating the children, we're asking the head teacher.
Why can't we do both?
Should we leave him outside?
Again?
Serious question.
Fine. And I go stand and I'd leave and just stand in the courtyard.
Like,
looking
Marie,
upstairs.
just watch him.
Just stomping like one of the teenagers that was giving these three shit.
Yeah. But they weren't stomping. You've gone to a 10-year-old.
Oh no, I've gone temper tantrum. I'm like less mature than that.
Yes. Good. I was making sure we established that. As he goes through and he's like, okay, it takes you through into a locked admin office. Goes through, and as you're asking for the two, he's kind of like, it kind of makes sense. Like they're older. They were, if he wouldn't have put them as friends, but they were in the same classes. They would have been about the same age. Or sorry, shoot. When you ask for Anova, the young boy, he's like, sorry, and you think Anova was part of this as well?
No, not necessarily part of it. But
So you just want to look at this child's file?
well, he seemed to look up to Horatio, and Horatio seemed to help him and a number of the other younger children. And if anything, had said to him that he was like a little brother. And so I'm not saying that there was anything bad or morbid about their relationship, but I just wondered if there was something maybe in his history or his background that maybe Horatio felt a connection to, or
That's far
something.
more persuasive than anything Faywin usually says.
It is, but it's still a bit weird. Okay,
Is
we
it
can.
though? I don't think that's weird, no.
Well, I understand that Horatio would have had a connection to Eneva, but what would you find in Eneva's file that would help you with Horatio?
Just, it would be good to know a little bit about his background in case it's something that he could have related to.
Okay.
It may
okay,
help on
okay.
our
This is
a
just.
bit more knowledge of him.
So this
I
is
don't
not
think
something
this
we
is
normally
weird.
do. Is just give out. So if you're just interested, this isn't the time to just be looking up children's backgrounds.
See, so you're making this sound weird, but
I
I'm
believe
just
you
trying
are
to
actually the one
see-
that's making it sound weird. Every time
They
I
are
think
right,
I'm helping,
you are making this sound weird, Faywin.
you stay at the door.
You're outside. Go away.
I'm shouting with thaumaturgy.
So yeah,
Essentially, just for some context, I'm asking in case Horatio had like a little brother that maybe he was.
but then that's not going to be in
disconnected
Eneva's
from.
file. It's going to be that would be in
No, I
Horatio's
know,
file.
but-
That's what I mean. You're like,
Yeah,
can
but
I
we
look in the
don't
kids'
know
file
that.
to find out about that other kid? It's like this kid's file is just going to be like, he's a
Forget
rich
the
kid.
question.
I'm just asking. I want to find out what you're going to roll for that doesn't make you look like you're just snooping on a child. Maybe there was something else. Genuine question from the headmaster who's like, I don't normally show the personal records of children, but there's something going on. You've asked for a very small child's, and it sounds like you're just interested.
Listen, I don't need to know a lot of information about him. Maybe just, is he an only child, or is he from a similar background, i.e. an orphan, or
Okay.
from a poor
Very
background or a low socioeconomic background that means that maybe he
Much.
pitied him or wanted to help him,
Perfect.
etc.
That's way more sensible questions.
Listen, it's been a long day already, sir, and that is why maybe I didn't articulate myself as well, but that's what I was asking.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Is that Kinsey or Faywin?
yes.
Who knows?
I'm just saying, I obviously have to look after the children's safety. And
Of course, I completely understand. I did a safeguarding course a short while ago before my adventure.
well, this is so you understand fully why I had to ask questions.
Of course, thank you.
So you get the files out. So yeah, you have the two. You have a half orc's file and the tiefling, and then you have Eneva's file to look at. You can see, I'd say with Eneva, because you're looking for very basic information anyway. Yeah, you can go with all of them. You're looking at pretty basic information. So yeah, you can pull out that he was a half elf, the same as Horatio. So one thing that they had in common. And also came in via a scholarship. So what wasn't an orphan, but just there was some similarities to the upbringing the child would have had.
Okay, thank you.
You have the other two guys' files. What would you like from there?
Anyone
The
else?
teenagers.
Addresses.
Cool. Yeah, he can pass you both the dishes. He, as he's going through, the half orc, you can see the address is of a house within, and Faywin you'd have, and Von you'd have rough knowledge of where they are. Is of a house within Scottish district, quite in like fairly nice area. The tiefling is it's like an apartment number in one of the blocks, and when you kind of working out the address, you know it's quite near to the bar district you're at. So where I was saying that central area had these big like high-rise tower blocks of these houses is one of those, which you would know to be one of the they're not as nice as a townhouse. So the orc clearly has, whilst being a bit snooty, has you would guess if you were profiling, which you definitely are, a better background than a tiefling, because he's come from a very nice townhouse in the Scholar's Crown. So parents probably have some money. Tiefling, maybe not so much.
Anything in there about incidents where they've had fights or arguments with people and stuff?
Many
And if you
cases.
know what they were about.
Many cases between all three of them. Use of spells against each other in different fights and bits. But again, you like fights between. So the half orc is called Tagark, Tahgark, and the tiefling is called Hathos, Hathos. But between all three of them, and with some other kids that are in there as well, like two of them getting up against another one, other two getting up the other one, those two getting up against Horatio fighting back against two of them, like even those two against each other. You can see there's a bit of like an even match. Targak and Hathos, you can see, have been done multiple times for bullying other children together. And but they'll put it down as bullying. It'll be like casting grease on the stairs and making like 3 fucking children fall down. Again, inappropriate use of some of the spells in which that they were doing in ways or acting out in ways that they shouldn't have done.
Was Horatio ever on their side, or was he always fighting against them?
It looked like there was tit for tat backwards and forwards between them all. So you never saw he was never like grouped up in like a bullying. in like a 2 against 1 thing, but there was backwards and forwards between all of them.
So they were little shits, essentially.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, but yeah, what that comes. You definitely know that the half-orc and tiefling were done multiple times for just like inappropriate shenanigans against others. So they definitely teamed up together against other people, but you can't see any of where all 3 of them been done at once for stuff. But they have bits of backwards and forwards with each other.
You just hear from outside, kind of muffled, but out shouting with Thaumaturgy. Why did I go outside?
Because you're a good boy, you're told. Yeah, so that's in there. You can give me one of you give me, or one person with advantage give me an investigation check to see if there's any other links between these files that you're missing, just so you can be happy unless you don't roll shit.
Who wants to do it on +3?
0. I'll 0, so not me.
What are we rolling, sorry?
Investigation.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Advantage. One person advantage, or 2 people can roll individually. Up to you.
Nat 20 +6.
Woo! Mother. So, yeah, you can definitely see that. You can definitely see that I forget if I can, Horatio and these 2 have had spats backwards and forwards and stuff. Like they definitely have never. You've never seen them working together, but you can see some. You look into a bit of the detail of what they're doing. The orc and the tiefling, Tarkak and Hathos. You can see a lot of their stuff is like low level, stupid. Like stuff. It's grease spells, it's sleep spells, it's like a spider climb, it's a misty step in people occasionally, little bits of like hold a person, levitate, and then cause them to fall. Real like low level 1 or 2 level stuff. You can see that on some of the retaliations that with a nat 20 that Horatio uses. Some high level spells in there, so you can see some of his stuff is like when there's been a spat, you can see that he goes to a harsher level of spells. I don't think I'd have like an example right in front of me, but you can see that the difference between the 2 is when there's a spat between them, that Horatio seems to kick in a gear to use something a little bit more, where he's like animating an object, or he's doing like there's some malice or something. There's like a fight back happening there, rather than just be like, oh, you can't sleep on me, I can't sleep on you. So he amps up the gear. But you also see there's a lot of illusionary magic used by Horatio. Illusion magic covering disguises and everything else. Like he definitely has a penchant for illusionary magic, whether that's to help in spats or get out of spats. Lots of Horatio's ones. He seems to have of the low level stuff he does. He has a lot of illusionary magic in there. And being a bard, as you're going through, you have a lot of these spells and use a fair few of these spells as well. Saga.
So would that be things like mirror image with that class? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he has. There's definitely something in there for him that that spell, that school of magic, he pulls on quite a lot.
Okay, he likes the illusions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the magic quill.
And the magic quill.
To the magic quill. Nice.
I shout towards the door because Arthur's outside and say, to the magic quill.
And I think you shout it and you'll just like turn and leave. And when I was like, oh, okay, done with the files.
I was going to say.
Arthur shouts, but Arthur hearing this. Do I hear it with my passive perception?
Yeah, I think you would be. I think you're probably straining to hear because you've been outside and you're feeling like you've left out.
I shout the same, still with thaumaturgy active.
Okay, so you're off.
Before we all just walk out, and incredibly rude to this head teacher that's helped us with all these files, how to paperwork out. I just ask him to keep an eye on those two in case they act out of character or act up, because I can see that there's already been a number of instances.
Are you on about the students or Zagranata?
No, I'm hoping they've left. The student.
Students. Nice.
Because remember that Fabian's trying to get bloody evening classes in and we're being rude to the guy.
Well,
I think you'll find Zaga has been actually very good.
That's
today.
actually true. And I won't be asking you to go to a boat by yourself.
Nice.
So yeah, that's just to end it with the head teacher. I want to be incredibly polite.
Yep.
Thanks, Renato.
Nice. He's like, well, good luck, and let us know if you find anything, need anything, and we will, yeah, of course, keep an eye on those two students. Looks up, and I'm assuming you guys are just walking out. He's like, cool, that's another strange. Probably what you don't hear as he walks away, he's like, I think we might have made a mistake. As probably everyone that gives you a job in the end thinks to themselves, maybe this wasn't a good idea. They brought a mind flayer, also seem incredibly incompetent. As you head towards the Scottish Crown, is mid-morning, so you get there just before lunchtime. Scottish Crown is as busy as it would be in the middle of the day. People moving about, some people getting out for early lunches, but it's just a bustling area of intellectuals and snooty tooty elfie boys moving around. Remember, this was like the bankers' district. In the evenings, in the day, there's a lot of well-suited elves moving backwards and forwards from their different roles.
Does Arthur fit in well here with his suit?
It does, yeah. I mean, yeah, the suit, it's like a little bit flasher than the normal working man suits, but why not?
A little bit flasher.
Yeah, some of these guys are pretty flash. Not they don't have a cane.
Yeah, you need to have your
Or the
game.
masquerade mask.
Yeah.
Masquerade mask is off again.
Yeah,
To
okay.
clarify.
Then
It's in my utility belt,
fit
which
really
I've made
well
up
in
and is a thing, and I'm going to add to my character sheet.
Yeah, go for it. Add a belt. I'm adding a belt to my shit. Can't wait. So you come across the enchanted quill within the Scottish Crown. Not too
Doesn't
far.
Art already have the dwarven belt thing?
Oh, I do have the dwarven
you do,
belt
you've
thing.
got
I
one.
already have an activity belt.
Yeah, you take off the dwarven belt and put on a useless
No,
utility
my
belt.
dwarven belt is a utility belt.
I'll take the dwarven belt back, and then you can have just a basic belt with a hook on it.
Yeah, I still need to sell my. I still need to sell my Mind Flayer's grasp gauntlets.
Oh yeah. Well, you know.
Although Art does seem the type to add a double belt.
Oh, like a scene kid from the
like a
noughties.
fucking early 2000 Russell Brand.
That's exactly yeah.
That's exactly what you're going for.
No, he's a bit of a weirdo
He's got a bit weird.
and problematic.
Well, you know. Okay. Scottish Crown. Nice area. You walk through, you find the enchanted quill. Just to the south of where that business district is, a bookstore. As you come across the front, the big glass fronted window, you can see a lot of the books are open. And imagine a lot of what are on show on the front. It's a nice display case with a few books open. Imagine a magical pop-up book where instead of just pieces of cardboard that pop up, there on certain pages there are unicorns dancing or fairies dancing or dragons flying across these small enchantments that show essentially like minor images within books. As you can, I'm assuming, go in as you are greeted by a female elf, not young, not super old. It's weird because elves are, yeah, a middle-aged female elf, not quite middle-aged, maybe a bit younger. Who is working on something on the counter as you guys kind of walked in, yeah, door opens, bell goes ding, as there's a few people maybe one or two people just walking around the shop looking at different display cases, picking up different books, and there's lots of ones of different sizes in here. Also, like again, like little, you can see there's some where they've gone down to some like cheaper low tat. There's like quills that have small illusions built into them and stuff in the end. As she just kind of shouts from the desk, if there's anything you need, just let me know. But otherwise, feel free to look around. Welcome to the Enchanted Quill.
Zaga will approach the old lady at the desk and say, "Good day, ma'am. Are you the owner of this fine establishment?"
I am indeed. What are you looking for today?
And Zaga will lower his voice a little bit and say, "My friend Galen told me I should come by here and ask for a gem dark magic."
Her like demeanor immediately changes.
Name dropping Galen because, you know, he's obviously known here.
Yeah. She is going to
Roll initiative.
roll an initiative. If you cast Fireball in her drop note, she's going to roll an insight check on you, but that is only an 11. Can you roll a, I'm assuming, persuasion, because it's...
My persuasion is plus 11.
Yeah,
so.
cool, so you're fine. So as she looks at you to try and see, just to break that nothing else bad, you kind of see her look up. Also, did you all go into the shop?
Yeah, I would have, but I would have been distracted by the unicorn on the book.
So yeah, as you can see that as you mentioned Gallant, and then she looks up there, she knows you're being sincere. She goes for the insight check, then looks up and sees that there's essentially 5 of you just bowls your way fully armed into the shop. One of you's wearing a suit with a cane. While she's got customers here, she looks back to you and says, "There are customers around. I ask we don't do this now."
No problem. When should we return?
Give me a moment to clear the shop and give me 20 minutes. I'll close up for lunch. Meet me around the back.
No problem. Thanks for your time.
She's like, "Oh, unfortunately, we can't help you today, but maybe next time."
I'll come back another time. Thank you again. And Zaga goes to leave and motions to the others to leave with him. Fabian may have to be dragged away from the union.
Could I buy the little mini illusionary book?
Yeah, you can if you'd like.
Thank you. I'll take it to the counter.
Yeah.
Just the one with the unicorns and the rainbows.
Nice. I think that would confuse her as well, because she would have assumed you were with them, and then you were just like, "Oh, can I just buy this?" Nice.
I'm
yeah.
sort of like looking back at Zaga and that leaving, but just quickly trying to
Zaga
find
looking exasperated, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
is
So
it?
it's a small child's book, so it's like a 1 gold piece.
Thank you so much. Have
She's
a
like,
good
"No,
day.
enjoy the book." It's like, we've got more in the series if you enjoy
Child's
this one.
book.
You're what? Sorry.
Did you say it was a child's book?
Oh yeah, they're like well, a child's book to the same extent that like they're like fantasy stories.
Okay.
So yes, but where did you draw the line on what's a child's book? Harry Potter. Where did you draw the line on whether it's a child book or an adult book, right? So it gets really good. Nice. So you buy that and leave. You wait, and if you just like hanging around outside, looking definitely non-conspicuous. The 2 customers that are
Hanging
in there
around
leave.
towards the back.
2 customers leave. She flips the sign, locks the door. It just says, "Be at lunch. Be back in an hour." And then she, once you see that sign's gone, you know that's kind of a sign to move.
Zaga will just say to the group, "Be ready."
Let me just check. So you, so what is your setup? So you can go down the alleyway between the shops to get round to the back. Is that your plan?
Yes.
Is there a plan?
I know.
I'll have John around the front.
Okay, I just want to know who's going where, essentially.
Yeah. Are we all going?
Probably wise we don't all go.
No, exactly.
Maybe Zaga
I'll
will
stand
run
out
in.
of this one because I'm obviously not wanted wherever I go. No.
Nobody said that, Arthur, but thank you for volunteering.
I'll stay with Arthur.
Cool. So you guys,
Ooh, we can plan for the next fight.
Indeed.
nice. So you two.
Zaga, does that mean I'm with Zaga?
I just need to know who's going where.
Well,
who's going
Galen
where?
did make my bow, so I have a reason.
It's up to you. She said, meet me around the back. she's going to close the shop. She's closed the shop. So
yeah,
you've got...
I'm pretty sure if I go with Faywin and Bonbon, the chances of us getting into a fight are drastically lowered.
Okay, so you three are going round, and then the two are staying at the front. Okay, cool. So you two are parked up at the front, and then the three of you go down the alleyway around the back. As you get around the kind of back, you can see that as these shops run, they run like the fronts. These ones wouldn't have anything on top, I don't think, but they run through to the back where you can see there's like a Coronation Street style alleyway that runs along the back before it goes to the back of other buildings. You can see the ones that back onto it are residential, so like small gardens, big townhouses. These are kind of like 2-story shops with like a back gated off entrance, and as you come round through the alleyway and look into the gate, you can't see anything there. So as you walk around, kind of like pass through where I suppose the gate would have like a little lock. Unslide the gate, go in. As you kind of pass over, you then can see this elf. You've been through this before. You've passed into like a hallucinatory terrain as you've kind of gone over a threshold. So she keeps the back of her area. As you get in there, you can see that it's not too dissimilar from what she's shown there, but that there's obviously, for people passing by, there is something that is in this very small square, this 10 by 10, that she has a spell up that is obscuring you from view at least.
Walk through.
Nice. She's like, finally. So what does Galen want?
Galen referred me to you. He said he purchases some items from this gem Dark Magic, and I may be interested in doing the same.
This Galen's a thieving bastard, Galen. He owes me a lot of money for stuff that I pass through my hands. So if you're here on Galen's behalf, are you here to pay his debt?
I don't know anything about a debt.
Well, you're here on Galen's behalf, and Galen owes me money.
No, I'm here to make purchases of my own.
Oh, you're here to make purchases of your own. So Galen's just sent me... This isn't a shop. This is I trade in information, pass stuff backwards and forwards. I'm a middleman. Woman.
How much does he owe you, the thieving bastard?
Wow. With or without the interest?
Fuck off asking me for interest.
Without the interest, he owes me, well, on the last job, 500 gold. On the jobs before that, let's put a round total at 1,000, shall we?
Wow, he is a thieving bastard. I'd catch up with him if I were you.
Wow. I mean, you've been sent here on his behalf, have you not?
Again, we're not here for him. He gave us your name.
So now Galen's giving up my name as well. He's a fucking arsehole.
I agree. He's a dick.
Well, we'll keep the pleasantries to ourselves then, shall we? You can just call me Frostbane. That's the name you go by. That's all you need to know.
I'll definitely remember that, Frostbane.
What do you want?
I want an introduction to Gem Dark Magic.
You really are in the business of thieving bastards, aren't you? What are you?
He has items for sale that I'm interested in purchasing.
Yeah, well, I mean, him and Galen are two of the worst thieving bastards that I know. What do you want with that old man, anyway?
Well, I hear he's in the business of magic scrolls.
He has been, yes. I've passed... Well, I mean, Galen has some of those magic scrolls.
I think one of my friends might have purchased one from him at one point.
Okay. And you want an introduction?
Well, yeah, I'd like to meet the guy. Buy items from him directly.
You want to cut out the middleman?
Middle woman.
Very well corrected, but also not really what I'm in the business of. Don't really go around selling my sources. I mean, Galen shouldn't even told you who I was, so
Again, he's a dick.
maybe we can set something up. That's not just me letting you go directly to my suppliers.
What do you have in mind?
Well, if you want an introduction, maybe you need to purchase something that I can grease my palms with, then maybe we can set up the meet.
I'm happy to do that, depending on the item. What do you have for sale?
Well, I mean, if you're in the market for scrolls, I hear there's There's a few that have been coming on the market recently. If magic's your fancy.
They have to be of a certain power level. I'm not interested in small stuff.
The bigger stuff is a little bit more experimental, but I mean, I've heard he's been Mr. Dark Magic's been getting a little better with it recently.
Really? I wonder how he's improving his skills. But what did you have in mind?
Well, I mean, you're the buyer. What do you want? As long as you're going for a high enough level, then my commission works on whatever you buy. So, you want to pump up the level, then that pumps up the amount of money I get back.
Well, if it's just your commission you're after, why don't I just pay you your commission?
Because you've just told me you want to buy direct. We operate on a very simple drop system. Let me tell you. I mean, is this the first time you've bought anything that's not been from someone like... I feel like you're new at this.
Well, I'm looking for a meeting where I can discuss items to purchase from him. I don't know what he's got for sale, so it's kind of hard for me to name something that's for sale.
Yeah, very new at this. Well, it's not like a shop sort of situation. So, if you have a need, I then will go and find someone for this. You have a particular need right now, which is to speak to a supplier. I can get you close to him as long as there is a buy going on, and I can step out of this with my hands clean. So if you want to buy something at an appropriate level, a spell scroll, then I can set up a drop for the spell scroll.
I tell you what, give me one moment. I go back over to... I'm just going to confer with my business partners. Go over and say, what's an appropriate level spell scroll that we can try and buy?
Gone? I can only cast up to 2, so I'm not really the person to ask.
I think would be
Really, I'm just trying to make it look like we're discussing.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Zaga has a brainwave,
okay.
and he turns back around. Says to Frostbane, I would like a scroll that would let me bestow a curse on an individual.
Did you say bestow a curse?
Yes.
Oh god, you've gone dark.
I mean, I can do this anyway. So.
Right, okay, fine. You're dark.
I'm assuming 3rd level is appropriate for this kind of introductory.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, a little bit unusual. Normally get people that want them for specific I mean, whoever you want to put a curse on, none of my business. Okay, I can go and ask. I mean, the cost of that is going to be about 750 gold. We can get
750.
I'm going to have to speak to Mr. Dark Magic to ensure that that is something that he can get his hands on. Not one I've seen him pass through before, but I can definitely arrange, providing he can do so, I can arrange for that drop to be made.
Yeah, you do that. How will we know when it's available?
Come and see me in a day, and I'll have got in contact with our mutual friend and see if it is possible, and we can sort it out from there.
No problem.
Bestow curse. Interesting. Each to their own. Is that everything?
For now.
For now, he says. Look, you're getting confident now, aren't you?
Well, you know, what other things do you have a line on?
Well, like I say, if you have a need, I could go and find something.
That's good to know.
But remember, don't just come into the front of the shop and ask for it, all right? That was a bit crude.
I mean, we were just told to come to your shop and say we want to see Jim Darkmagic.
I mean, and you thought that, what, an enchanted magical bookstore was just going to openly talk about
well,
selling
I
stuff?
tell you what, that Gallon's a dick. He didn't give me any better details.
Well, We can agree on that. He's a dick. Right, give me a day and I will find out. Come back and see me tomorrow at lunchtime, and I'll see if a drop can be arranged.
No problem. And with that, Zaga leaves and takes the others with him. And when the group of 5 are back together, he will discuss how the group owes 750 gold for this. But we're going to make a lot more back when we find the scrolls, so who cares?
I think the group.
Zaga will pay for it himself, as long as he gets first dibs on that money back before we split the rest of the reward money.
That feels like a scam.
So that I could get the scroll and the money.
The scroll is besides the point. I could learn this spell overnight if I wanted to.
All right, flex.
I mean, we may not need to pay for it at all, right?
I mean,
We're still going to have to pay her some money.
Yeah, but she said her commission. We didn't ask what her percentage was, but
And she said
No.
750.
no, that's the price of the scroll
that
with
was
her
for the
commission.
scroll. So if we gave her her commission,
Okay.
just because she gave the information, we don't have to give dark magic a bloody thing.
We'll deal with that when we come to it. But if I end up paying for this scroll, I'm taking the price back off the top before we split the reward.
Not so.
I feel like we need a treasurer. Maybe Ron. We'll put all the money in the bag of holding and work it out from there.
I don't care which one of you uses the scroll after we get it. I don't care.
I have no use for a scroll of bestow curse or whatever you said you bought.
You might want to bestow a curse on somebody. You don't know.
I have my hex. I don't need to curse.
I mean, I feel like if I was cursed, I would just uncurse it. So it's not really my kind of forte either. I don't even know if I can use it. I must be able to use it. I'm all magic and stuff.
I think we agreed we're not doing the whole class thing.
Yeah. Scrolls are Bald's Great.
No, I'm
You mean
I'm doing character.
remove curse? Oh, I do character.
Sorry.
So similar.
Cleric doing slow curse.
yeah.
Not the...
Yeah, rather than remove. I'm just gonna bestow curses to remove them. Endless money.
But yeah,
Nice.
we'll come back tomorrow lunchtime for more
I'm
information.
assuming you guys have walked off. Oh, you're talking to them. Cool. Yeah, she went back in the shop after. Nice. So you're at lunchtime.
To be fair, she doesn't seem very dangerous. We probably could just not pay her. Works for Tyler.
I feel like she knows some guys.
Yeah. Well, as she was the essentially, yeah, you didn't really ask any questions. Yeah, you can assume that she probably has a way to make sure that she gets some money at least.
Well, my intention at the moment is to maybe pay her and not buy a scroll.
Yeah. Again, you're very new to this.
Yes.
So when you go, I'm not going to pay you. She goes, cool. I'm not going to arrange a drop. Then when you
No, I said pay her, but not buy a scroll.
Oh, so you're going to give her money. Okay. Yeah, you come up. This is she is a middleman between for this sort of business. She's probably all right. Although obviously Gannon's an a-hole, but that's by the by. He's a cheeky chappy. So midday, you've grilled some children, bullied them with spells, and arranged to come back tomorrow for a deal with dark magic. Well, not dark
A
magic.
deal that we are very new at.
A deal on the black market, which you are very good at. Where do you go from here?
I'm done for the day if other people have stuff they want to do.
I did want to hop in to see Tycho after hearing about his rant and then run off.
Yep. Yeah, we can do that. Who's going with? All going with, or are you splitting?
I went last time, so I'll go with.
Art wants to go because he feels like he's been missing out.
I want to come.
And he's going to try not to say anything silly. But he can't make it
has
OTs.
something else in mind. Hey, Faywin,
Mm-hmm.
I've just remembered. I have a gift for your mother.
What kind of gift?
A gift. She'll love it.
What kind of gift, Saga?
For her garden.
Oh, really? That's kind.
Yeah, should we go and give it to her?
Sure. This is an awful idea.
Oh, yeah. Nice. We'll finish with that. Cool. We'll quickly go. So you guys make your way to the Druid's house and up to find Tycho. Midday, you find him asleep in the chair of his telescope. As you kind of make your way through the halls and pass by, everyone's there. Yeah. Other classes and stuff are going on around lunchtime, so people are moving in and out. But yeah, as you go up to the Verdant Gale school, you hear him before you see him snoring away, fast asleep on his stool.
I go in, kind of try and nudge him a bit, try and wake him up.
As you do, he's just like, ah! Von Van, you're here. What day is it?
Doc Brown vibes there.
Yeah.
Don't know.
I don't know what day it is. Good to see you. It's good to see you. I have some news. And then he realizes he's like kind of shouting. He's like, the Commonwealth know about the.
Yes.
Yes?
I found that out earlier today.
What day is it? Okay. That's bad.
Yes. Very bad.
So I told Renario to not speak to them about our involvement at all. No link to the Druids, because just safer that way. And then we need to panic, because, and then he realizes Otto and Arta are there as he like kind of goes, because we need to panic, because that's a bad thing. Hello, Von Van's
You changed your tune a bit there.
I'm a very old man, and sometimes
I'm sure it's not suspicious.
Lose my train of thought, I mean, you just woke me up in the middle of a nap.
Yeah, fair enough. And I don't say anything more.
Like, Von. So, yep, now you know that. Then we're all on the same page, and we just need to be careful, because that knowledge will go to the Commonwealth now, and I don't know what will happen when that happens.
Yes, that is very bad. I turn around to Otto and Arthur and say, we have one moment, please.
Sure.
And he like walks away as he, because he's a gnome, right? He's small. So as you like look, he kind of like looking around Von's shoulders, looking at you two as he's talking, just like checking that you're not looking at any further. He's like, "This is Von Van. If I was to surmise, and I've been thinking about this a lot, I think that the Commonwealth will likely confiscate the research to find out what's going on. My biggest worry is somebody looks further and finds out where they came from. The wizards of the Vortanas Academy are good, but also if it is the decision becomes between giving up the sources of where they got this from and keeping their school open, I know they're going to keep the school open. I trust Renario as much as one can trust, someone with such self-preservation for the things he's doing, and I believe he will think the better good is to keep the school open and maybe sell us down the river. So I have no plan of how to protect us other than thinking maybe it might be time for maybe both of us to go on a little walkabout, maybe separate directions, maybe give all Earth a wide berth for a little while, just in case.
Shit.
Yes, shit indeed. Well, I don't know what will happen,
Wait.
but I don't...
Von Van, I've never heard you say that word before.
Hey! He grabs you, Von, and just steps further back into the other room. How much do these friends of yours know?
either of these two know anything?
I think we do not use any powers because any suspicion is bad. But the Commonwealth, they are currently distracted, from what I hear, with all the refugees that came from the borderlands. So they are trying to, work out, how to pay for them or pull things. They're doing anyway. They're very preoccupied. So my hope is that this kind of falls under the radar for maybe a few more days than it would normally. But if they want to understand what's going on, Renario will likely look after his school before he looks after us and the druids. Remember, we don't necessarily get on. I've taken a little bit too much of a risk involving him maybe in other studies in the first place. So we just need to be careful. And I think I may leave Allhearth for a little while.
Okay, where are you going to head?
I am not sure, but when I know, I will let you know. I was thinking about it before I fell asleep. There is a rumor of a very rudimentary telescope, maybe not as good, maybe as good as mine, very out west. And I might head there under the pretense of further investigation of our studies, but then also I'm thinking about maybe not really telling anybody where I'm going. So when I decide, I shall let you know.
Okay. I still have a bit of business in town. I can't leave the rest of the group without people getting suspicious.
I would suggest maybe moving quickly.
Okay.
I was about to say, you never know, it might be okay, but I think it's not going to be okay. There is very little way a discovery this big, once it gets into Commonwealth's hand, isn't investigated further, and with everything that's going on, I worry that if anybody finds out anything about you, then your life they will use you for science.
If the body was to vanish, remove trace, has anyone from the Commonwealth seen it yet?
Well, from what Fernari was saying, that somebody was round to investigate their latest study, so I assume somebody has seen something. Who it is, I do not know, but the message is out there. The report has been filed. The research has been passed to the Commonwealth to do what they do, process. They fund that school. Essentially, it's their research.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I think that's what I would be doing, and I'm in a much better position than you are. So, just...
I am very aware of the terrible position this I am in.
Yes.
Okay, I will see what I can do and get things done as quick as possible and get out of Allhearth.
Yes, very good idea. I will, and then he takes you over. He goes, yes, no, it's, let me just, the thing or the star we were talking about, and he just kind of leads you over to a map, which is a bit closer to Otter and Arta. And as he points to, I think it's a set of islands, but there's a large island, which would be essentially like the Isle of Man, between Bryn and between Anara. And he's like, this is the island that I think I might go to. If you need me, I will likely be there at some point for something, but please do not tell anyone.
My lips are sealed.
You definitely didn't hear that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't know whether he was whispering or not.
He's kind of
saying it in normal voice.
I will not tell.
I got to say normal voice with the microphone. Yes, well, we were saying that from these areas we can see into the stars even better than we before. So that star map of yours we should be really updating. And oh no, this must be terribly boring for your compadres here. Sorry, gentlemen, I was very excited talking about the stars with Von Van here, and we got lost with time. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll be going now.
Yes.
Insight check.
Come on, Anthony. Come on, Anthony. Ooh, there's a 5. Oh yeah, he's shifty as hell. Shifty.
What gave it away?
Look at him. He's shifty as hell. If I rolled that 20, I still think you probably would have thought he was a little bit shifty as hell. You like even the bit where he was talking out loud. You were like, he's quite clearly talking absolute gibberish, not even saying full sentences, and then whispers it immediately after. No, this guy's got no game. So, good to see you again.
Yes, you too.
Any questions? You know where I'll be.
Yes.
But yes, you keep your eyes on those stars and keep up the good research.
You too, Tycho. You too. See you soon.
I will see you soon, friend.
Ta-ta, farewell.
Nice. As you guys will leave and go from there. Think of any
What a
questions?
weird little man, I say as we leave.
I'm a gnome! As we cut back to Faywin taking Zaga to give Faywin's mum a present.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? I'm interested in what could possibly go wrong. Nice. So yeah, if you're happy to do so, you and Zaga can make your way to the family residence of Faywin's surname. Oakshine. The Oakshine family residence.
When you say happy to do so,
Well, I mean, it's up to you.
Using the term leaves
You
me
sound
out.
like you're happy to do so. So
Faywin is happy to do so.
Oh, Faywin's happy to do so. So yeah, you arrive, you let yourself in and go and find your mother is up in her garden as normal, working on her plants.
Hi, Mum.
Hello. Oh, surprise visit. Don't you come around for many days and then you come around 2 days in a row.
Oh, I can't help myself. You remember Zaga?
Hey,
I
Mrs.
do.
Oakshine.
Hello, Zaga. How are you?
I'm fine. I just remembered after the other day about your lovely garden here, and I thought I've got just the thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Zaga reaches into his bag, and he produces his lost magic bean.
Mm-hmm.
Says, "I've got this. I got it from a trader a while ago, and he told me it was a magic bean. And you look like you like pretty wild and fancy plants, so I thought you might like this magic bean."
A magic bean, you say?
Mm-hmm. I would suggest maybe being careful,
Yes.
as the last person I gave one of these to got turned into a moth by a hag, but
Faywin snaps her neck round at Zaga. Absolutely seething. Why are you giving my mother a gift that turned Thistle Bumblefuck into a moth?
No, the bean didn't turn Fizzle Bumblefuck into a moth. Jenny the hag did.
And you know that for certain?
I'm pretty sure he said so.
Okay.
Mother, I can take that bean and get rid of it if you like.
No,
Well,
it's a lovely bean.
I mean, she's like, well, I mean, magical beans aren't all bad normally. If this is thing,
Oh,
she's like,
you've run into magical beans before?
well, I mean, beans being a form of seed, yes, they create plants of all sorts. We have, there are living trees that look after the forest that spawn from sprouts themselves. So, I mean, a bean is just another seed that could turn good. But you are saying that the last one you had. So this is a bean that is also dangerous.
In Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Mother, please don't feel that you have to accept it from him. I'm so sorry. I thought it would be a nice gift like he gave to Father the magnifying glass. I didn't know he'd bring danger to our house.
She.
And I glare at him.
Zaga look.
You're like, I don't understand what's going on, but I definitely know the context is not good for me. I know
Zaga's
this.
confused. He's offering the gardener a lovely magic bean.
Yeah. She says, no, in comment, no, don't worry, Faywin. Like I say, I won't plant the bean until it has been appropriately studied. Maybe your father could help with understanding if these have been seen before. We will do full research before we attempt anything. Of course, even if we do, I may attempt it potentially not here in our house. That would be silly. But yes, I mean, you've had no problem with the bean as just the bean. It hasn't caused any issue as it stands like this.
No, I had a bunch. I traded some to, like we say, the fizzle bumble fat guy.
Mm-hmm.
He loved experimenting with plants and things in the border forest. I think he probably was in the border forest a bit too much, and that's how Jenny got to him. But
okay,
you know hags. Zaga has no knowledge that she actually knows hags.
She, like, your mum would just look at you, Faber, like, what the? Have you fucking told him about that as well?
A slight shake of the head.
Okay, so she's like, well, let myself and you do a little bit of research. It's fine. There's not many times we get to research together. So a new item, maybe we can find the best way of negating some of the negative sides and maybe concentrate on something more positive. So thank you, Zaga. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. And then Zaga will turn to Faber and say, see, I knew your mom would appreciate the cool magic bean. She's a gardener.
I suppose it's a little taste of the adventures. Not convinced.
Nice. So, yes.
And
Faber's
then in
mother now has
Draconic,
magic bean.
I don't know if my mum speaks it, but in Draconic, I muttered to Zaga, I'm surprised you didn't try and charge her for it.
Your mum flicks the edge of your ear and says, what have I told you about speaking languages that I can't understand in the house? You and your father do this all the time, and it's infuriating.
Sorry.
Yeah, Faywin.
Sorry, Mother.
Just, you know it winds me up. I don't know why you keep doing it.
And then in Draconic, Zaga mutters, should have thought of that.
And then I flick Zaga's ear.
Yeah, as I say, mum's like ready to finger to flick your ears. Like, you're not too big to be. Have you grown since last we met? You're not too big to be flicked in the ear as well. I don't remember. But thank you for your gift. Now I shall get back to my garden. Is there anything else you need help with?
No, that was it. Just wanted to give you this lovely magic bean.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
But
Can I
just
insight
be
him?
careful with it.
You can
Can I
insight him,
insight check him to see if that is his real intention?
Yep. I mean, yeah.
Oh, 10. Never
10.
mind.
I'm not gonna roll. Zaga, it is Zaga's true intention. He wouldn't definitely give your mother something to kill her and your father in your own home.
Well, I thought you might have changed their will without them knowing or something.
Can I insight check Weaver?
We had
Zaga has definitely almost forgotten or convinced himself that the tree ant didn't come from a magic bean.
Mm-hmm.
There is I think I think there's a piece in there that was all dependent on the way that it was delivered. So the warning being given is enough. If you just be like, "Hey, here's a seed," that could have been potentially very dangerous. Had we just rolled on a random table and then Mummy and Daddy been eaten by hungry butlets. But now that you have made her aware of the issues that could be there, then this can be studied. So there's a much higher chance that the oak shines will find a way of harnessing the better effects.
Ascending stones.
Ascending stones are not part of this round table, nor are unicorns.
It's a little project for them to work on.
Yeah. Little project for them to work on, and if something good comes out of it, then maybe you guys will get something good as well. Who knows? Or they could sprout a giant beanstalk and die.
One of the options is a pyramid could suddenly burst forth from the site it was granted with a mummy lord in the middle of it.
Your parents leave town because they found a pyramid and are now Indiana Jones and wife. But your mum's Indiana Jones, your dad's the wife.
Yeah.
Your dad's short run. What's it called? Short. He calls him Shorty, didn't he?
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. See?
Short round.
Short round. That's it. Cool. So you guys, are you after? I mean, you've got the rest of the day, but we can pause there. So you can meet back up at agreed meet point, which you definitely made. Tycho, if there's anything on the back of the Tycho stuff on that you wanted to do or ask?
Not yet. No, I
Okay.
don't think.
He wants to desperately run away from town.
I definitely want to grill Van about taking off.
Cool.
I
We can do that next week.
Yeah, we'll refresh and remember it. Yeah, nice. So yeah, you guys can kind of make your way back. So yeah, the Oakshines have the last of the magic beans to work out whether they can get something good out of them for them and for you. Tycho has warned Von to think about leaving because the Commonwealth know about the Mind Flayer specimen. You have some information on the spell scrolls and what's going on. A message to Galen giving you a lead to go and make a deal on the black market with someone within the Scholar's Crown, and you have the addresses of the two naughty kids that you're keeping an eye on in case you want to do anything with them. So we will be back next week to pick up where you get from there. GG's. No scary stuff. Ta-ta, farewell.
And not wearing armor hasn't penalised Arta so far.
Exactly. Just what comes out of your mouth. Ta-ta! Bye!